a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
is up, party people? All right. Yesterday was a great show. I actually really enjoyed that one. Let's see. You already had an invite to the bunker. Okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and do this real quick before I say anything because I completely forgot. 1 second. And all right. So yesterday was a good stream. I actually really enjoyed that one. From the feedback I got, everyone else did too. So I do appreciate everyone that was on the stream yesterday. Gleam, especially you kind of spearheaded the conversation, and I appreciated that. So I wanted to give that shout out to Gleam on that one. Nothing really to talk about. This is your guys' platform, really, to give me a good idea of what you guys want to talk about. Hang on, Dress. I'm getting you that right now. If you're in the YouTube page, you'll see the link come up in a second. Yeah, so the link's out there, guys. Hopefully the bot works, and then you guys can get into the bunker if you guys need to. We got a couple people there right now. Perfect. Excuse me. Yeah, so like I was saying, yesterday was a good run. Nothing really planned for today. Basically letting you guys do the topics. I like doing that a lot because realistically, my brain, I got like 17 things going on, and I'll jump around all night. Let me see here. All right. All right, cool. My bad, guys. I was fixing some things I hadn't done yet. Is in the chat. That's what I knew I'd forgetting to do. All right, let's see some shout outs. What up, GPS? What up, Kit, aka Soul? What up, Sean Smith? What up, Farmer's Boy? No Name in the House. What up, Bjorn? It's been a long time, man. Glad to see you back. What up, Farmers? Not sure if you guys have noticed I've been on time lately because Farmers didn't mess it up. So congratulate Farmers on not messing it up and making me late. What up, Carlos? What up, Carl? Welcome back. And Barney's in the house. What's up, Barney? Militant Manny. Nice name change. And let me see who else. What up? What up, Brainery? How you doing, sir? And last but up. What up, Fedor? And I think that is it. Let me see. Scrolling. SC Montreal. What up, my friend? Thank you. You're the one who actually spearheaded the argument or the discussion yesterday. We appreciate that. What up, Gently? What up, Well? All right. So that's everyone for now. Yeah. So let me go ahead. No, quite a few more people joined the panel. Let me go and see what they're talking about, and we'll get going. What? Oh, I didn't fix my Discord yet.
Well, I have to say, it's quite an impressive full moon out there.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
What is the conversation going on in here?
There isn't one at the moment.
Okay, perfect.
Although I'm just looking out my window and admiring the full moon.
Hey, what's up, Gary? How you doing, sir?
What's going on?
That is a beautiful moon. I think I should let everyone.
What you been up to?
Just hanging out, man. Having a lot of good discussions and hanging out. Been pretty good. Few streams lately.
Yeah, I was on a few panels.
You still over there going over to Bro Sanchez's?
I haven't been to Bro Sanchez's in a while. I did one the other day with you and a few of our old friends. Trying to explain to them that I tried to explain to them that darkness isn't a thing, that only light is a thing, and they just couldn't understand that or grasp that.
Oh, just that. Oh, is that like one of the questions? The speed of light. What's the speed of darkness?
Well, no. The way we look at it is, darkness isn't an actual thing. Light is a thing.
Yeah.
And darkness is the absence of light. They think dark is like an actual thing similar to light. And it's like, no. It's like cold isn't a thing. It's just the absence of heat. But they couldn't understand that concept.
What would you project darkness?
Well, according to them, a shadow is darkness. And I told them, no, that's just another shade or
light, yeah.
variation of light.
Yeah, that one seems a pretty simple cut. I don't really know how you could argue.
They could not understand or grasp the concept.
Yeah, it's dark.
Since they can see shadows, that means that there's darkness.
There's
darkness
no such
is
thing
an
as
actual.
dry, then it's only wet.
I'm sorry. Do what?
Say it again, Carlos.
I think he said there's no such thing as dry. They're simply wet.
There's absence of wet.
What?
Or absence of dry, one of the two.
Well, it's either wet all the time, and when it's not wet, it's whatever. Yeah.
No, their main problem is that if you look up the word darkness, it's a noun. So since it's a noun, it has to be a person, place, or thing, right? I was like, no. I said, look up the word nothing. It says it's a noun too, but it clearly isn't a person, place, or thing. Like, what in the world's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Nowhere. Well, let me know when you get there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. I've actually been thinking about, Gary, I've been thinking about jumping on a couple of Bro Sanchez's panels just to stir shit up. But I got beef with Bro Sanchez. I don't have beef with his fucking his yes men.
No, for some reason I keep getting on panels with UEP, and he's kind of
he's a cusser.
What's the word?
I call him a cusser.
Out of his damn mind. I call him little Al Sharpton because he's so
exactly. Like, see, I like him. He's cool. He's a good dude if you just sit down and chat with him and shit. Yeah, but he gets to smoking and he goes on some fucking mind missions is what I call him. He started doing one of those things where he'll be like, yeah, well fuck this fucking blah 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 blah. Hematome.
Oh yeah.
Hematome. Break it down. We'll do the hema, the man, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on here?
No, they seem to like to ask you ridiculous questions. Someone tried to ask me if South America was in America. It's like, so what do you mean America? You mean like America, the country, or you mean like South America is its own? Yeah, South America is its own continent. Like I don't understand what the question is. If South America is in America, what does that mean?
That's rather nonsensical.
Oh God!
That's what I told him.
Wait! You guys think Spurs and Nathan and all these guys come up with some fucking off the wall shit? You need to listen to Bro Sanchez's guys talk. It is insane. Now, Bro Sanchez.
I am still recovering from cynical skeptic in Jose's hangout. No. That fried my fucking brain.
See, here's, and I hate saying this, but Gary, you're gonna agree with me. So the people that we normally talk to here on this platform, Jose's platform, they're what I would call naive yet smart. So they got some kind of brain. They got some kind of brain, but there's like just nothing. Something's not clicking to make them realize how wrong they are. Well, you go over to the other side, Bro Sanchez's guys. Now you're talking some. Let's open up a fucking fairy tale book, find a word, and build off that. It's insane.
I can get
the semantical arguments are ridiculous.
Earth. You thought you were talking about Earth.
Earth. You mean like now? Arguing about now?
No, now.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you right now. Okay, I don't like the whole make fun of and mock. I'll mock the shit out of these guys when they have a conversation. It is insane. It is insane.
I once saw Bro Sanchez put a coin on a table, put his camera below the table, move the coin away, and say, well, you see, the only reason why I put the camera below the table was to simulate it being a long way away. I think that's not how that works.
I debunked that in the back of my van.
Had that conversation a million times with him.
Mm-hmm.
Or as he continues to say, all magnets point to the North Pole, meaning the geographic North Pole, not the magnetic North Pole. He continues to say he doesn't believe there's a geographic North Pole, only a magnetic North Pole.
Oh yeah, and these are some of his. No, these are some of his better arguments, and that he uses when it comes up every once in a while. But on a regular, okay, this is a type of guy who promotes free energy, yet has never shown a smidget of even a speculation for free energy being possible. He just says
no, no, he has one now. There's a guy named One World. He even named his device after.
Yeah, that's
he named his device after. Yeah, he named his device after me, the Gary destroyer. I told him, you're not going against me. You're going against the laws of physics. Like I brought up the laws of thermodynamics that you don't seem to understand, and you think that if by you're defeating those rules, you're defeating me. So no, those rules were here way before me.
No. Let me make this very clear. It's not like this guy has made a device that shows free energy, and he named it the Gary whatever. This guy,
the Gary destroyer.
I've heard like this guy talk a couple times. I don't go there enough to actually see anything. I'm gonna make a wild guess that I know I'm probably right on. He hasn't shown any evidence or this machine.
No, he has a device. It actually turns on and everything. The problem is that when you get to the point where you would test to see if it's working, he's only testing the voltage while it's hooked up to the recharger. And since it's reading a high voltage, that means it's working. It's like, no, like you have to show that the capacity for the battery has increased.
Yeah,
and he never does that.
Okay,
does that.
He's basically okay. I've seen a guy do that before. So I know you probably know who I'm talking about. A guy, he runs an old ass generator off of what is it? Forget what type of.
No, he built his own one. He made his own coils and everything.
Yeah.
And he built a little stator, and he spins a fidget spinner with the magnets on the end off a 9-volt battery, and he claims that device will be able to recharge multiple cars. And I said, well, can you show that there's an increase in the amp hours for the battery that you're charging? And he said, well, you can see the amps going in. I'm like, no, you have to show that the battery has increased, like the capacity for the battery has.
Yeah. You need,
you got to make sure you burn on surface charge, all this stuff. He never does. He just shows the voltage running through it and says it works.
That's like showing that's like going, this is my free energy, and you're using a RC car. And you test it when you have it turned on, and then you go and you hit the little control and make it turn or something, and you see the volts kind of peak a little bit, and he goes, free energy.
There you go. Exactly. And so when I asked him about his device, I said, I brought up the laws of thermodynamics. He says that his doesn't break those laws because he's pulling energy via transit energy and the ether.
The what?
So the ether. He's pulling it from transit energy and the ether. So I said, well, if your device worked the way you said it would, then you should be able to eliminate your little 9-volt battery, loop the energy back, and just run it directly off of that. He said, that won't work. You can't use the same old energy. So I said, I thought you said you were using energy from the ether and transit energy. What happened? He said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I'm going by what you said.
Well, the biggest problem that he has is you said he runs it off a 9-volt battery.
Correct.
Well, unfortunately, batteries have a lifeline, and at some point he's going to have to change that battery, no matter how charged he keeps it. That's meaning not free energy.
No, he's trying to say he has over unity.
Oh, Jesus!
He can use the 9-volt battery and get like I think a 9-volt battery is 0.05 amp hours, and a car battery is 45 amp hours or so. He said he could charge multiple of these using that 9-volt battery.
But that means just the 9-volt.
He is full of shit saying that.
No, he's saying he can charge multiple car batteries and just using the 9-volt battery. The 9-volt battery, he's not pulling energy from the 9-volt battery. He's pulling energy from the ether.
Well, I can see how you guys. I can see how you guys.
The fidget spinning.
I can see how you guys can't believe this. This is pretty basic. I mean, the problem is that you guys believe in reality and not fantasy.
Okay, so put this, I don't even want to do this, but for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, search Bro Sanchez and just listen to one. It doesn't matter which one, any of his streams he does, it's the same thing. He spouts BS that from what I would say 80% of his viewers don't have a clue about science, and they just because he's saying it, and that's because that's how it's right. I've proven this.
That's okay. He doesn't have a clue either, John.
Oh yeah, it's bad. I proved this. This is when all this started, and I started calling him out. Well, one, he came on my stream, lied like it was his hangout, and then literally had a 12-year-old little girl tantrum in his chair in the middle of the stream. Then my system fried and all this bullshit happened. But I ended up calling out what I call his yes men. He has a panel that runs exactly like Nathan's does, where they all agree with him. They all just listen in awe. And I had them come over to my stream, not Bro Sanchez, just the people that are usually on his panel, because I called them out. And within 5 minutes, they were going from that this is how it works bullshit they do over there to, oh, I need to look into this more. I didn't look at it that way. Oh, that's a possibility. And it was literally like 2 hours of just random people jumping in. Jim Panda came in and for like the last 30, 40 minutes talked to him. And it literally was a completely different view on my panel versus on his. And that's when I realized, oh shit, you guys are 1,000% yes men. Yeah, it is pitiful. It's bad.
Oh yeah,
it's really bad.
That's like in like I said, I'm in a back chat for the Gary Destroyer where he's just going to make all this free energy full of yes men. Don't know how the device works. Oh, he showed it working. I'm like, how did he show it working? Well, you seen it turn on. Like, yeah, I seen the lights and you got a 9-volt battery hooked up to it. Like yeah, electricity goes through it, but it doesn't. It's not over unity. He's not putting more energy out than what's in that damn 9-volt battery. Like, what are you talking about? Like, has he showed it to you? He hasn't showed it to me.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I started realizing this a little while ago, and I started even talking about it. And I don't know if you've been here when I was talking about Gary, but what you're doing is you're talking senior high school, maybe first year of college information. Like that,
basic.
Like, yeah, and they have no clue what you're saying, and that's literally how Bro Sanchez gets to has gotten to where he is. That's why you never see Bro Sanchez debating with Blue. You never see Bro Sanchez debating with Barney. You only see dudes like those big debates he does, and I don't even give a fuck. I was gonna hold back from saying it, but he purposely goes to the conscious community, knowing they're fucking idiots about this shit, and they're gonna fucking be able not gonna have a damn thing to say. That's the only people who'll
Mike,
we hear you, Barney.
He targets Yada's crowd.
Who?
Yada.
I don't know who Yada is.
Yada's the most.
You know who?
You'll have to look him up. Jeff Holiday does a very good little breakdown on him. It's this little guy who's claiming to be some sort of conscious vegan. And he's talking about cauliflower doesn't have any carbon in it and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Part of those groups, yeah. Yeah, they're all... Yeah.
Oh, no, listen.
Like, hang on. The smartest guy... Hang on. The smartest guy I've ever heard Bro Sanchez debate, and it's going to sound... Gary, you're going to love this one. Young Pharaoh.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's awful.
And I'm telling you right now, so... Imagine this, guys. We're here every day having this discussion about science, the Earth. Bro Sanchez goes and finds people that probably never thought about it, didn't matter to him, and they argue what the shape of the Earth is. Like, he cherry picks who he debates. Put it that way. Because I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, no, I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him in some debates where he wasn't in control and he looked extremely bad.
Yeah.
So. He degraded one group. I don't know where it's at. I've been looking for it online, but they must have pulled the video down. And they just asked him a basic question. They're like, we can show you a picture of the Earth. Can you show us a picture of a continent on the flat Earth? And he just couldn't do it.
Oh, and he does this thing where he likes to victim freak out. He loves victim freaking out. If he gets put in a corner, he'll act like a victim bitch, and then figure out a way to rage quit. Blah blah blah. What he really loves doing, and this is what it is. Oh, hang on. Seek and find. I would pay Bro Sanchez to come on my stream and debate me. I would bring back the whole flat Earth discussion to have a debate with Bro Sanchez here. But this is the problem with that. Bro Sanchez will never go to a platform, get on a panel, and debate. What he does, and I realized this a long time ago, he streams the debate on his side. And this is why. Because if something happens, he will tell you they rage quit off his panel, or someone tried to kick him off his panel. I'm not sure if you guys noticed or not. He may have changed it in the past couple weeks or so, but he uses the old Hangouts on purpose. I'm telling you right now, and I've said this already, and this is how much I don't give a fuck. Bro Sanchez has fucking porn bombed himself twice now, and it's not speculation. It's 100% positive. He does it because he wants the people from the other channel to make it look like they porn bombed him because they were losing. And he uses this. This is why Bro Sanchez has 4 channels that he constantly works with. Just the way it is. I don't care if anyone believes me or not. Go listen to him. I'm Slick. I would love for you to go check out Bro Sanchez and just listen to that man talk. I guarantee even you would think he's full of shit. And that's just for being real. That's how bad this guy is.
If the man's debating a person who thinks that the Rothschilds weren't a banking family, but were instead a group of high-class priests in ancient Egypt called the Rothschilds, I mean, that's some serious fuckery he's debating.
Oh, he's gotten caught up bullshitting a lot of times. Matter of fact, I don't know if I want to say. I'll just say a friend of mine because I don't want to say any. I don't know if they're cool or not right now. Bro Sanchez likes to do these. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, that motherfucker can monologue like he's great. That's like his quality. He can monologue. Now, here's the problem. What he likes to talk about is ancient shit that no one can even go back into and look because it's all like ancient speculations and shit. He was talking about a group. By the way, he's like super anti-religious. Not anti-religious, what do you call it? Catholic, Christian, gods, and all Bible and all that stuff. He's against that. He thinks it's something else. Now the problem is that he also bashes. Not Gary. Would you say he bashes homosexuality? Because I don't want to say he bashes it.
Yeah, I don't know. He never really did it to Brenda.
No. I meant like in his monologues. Like he talks about the sun and the moon, the Ryu Kantu, or what the fuck? What does he say?
Oh yeah, I can't tell. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lick of sense, so you can't really figure out what he's trying to say.
But he thinks the real sun and moon are like how eclipses happen. These weird names. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. For you guys, if someone probably saying it.
Yeah.
But he really depicts like all the other religions to be like this homosexual religion type thing. And a friend of mine that knows him basically was like, he does a stream and he goes, I'm not sure if Bro Sanchez realizes it, but that religion he keeps talking about that's not cult-like, not homosexual or whatever, blah, 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 they were into homosexual activities. See, someone goes on and goes, hey, I heard this. And he goes, it's all full of shit, blah, blah, blah. Completely stops talking about it. That's how he rolls. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Bro Sanchez is by far the biggest scam artist. He's worse than fucking Nathan, put it that way. He found a niche and he ran the fuck with it. And
I talk to people all the time who, some of them you can tell they kind of con artists, and some of them they're just stupid.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't like calling people stupid, but they're just stupid. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah,
they cannot understand the concept. You can explain it to them every way you can show them pictures. They still will not get it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's worse than the people that we talk to around here normally when they do the nuh-uh. Yeah, Bro Sanchez and his yes men, they're worse than that. Their nuh-uhs are so like far worse.
The guy who's making the free energy device says he's a professional electrician, does not know the laws of thermodynamics. Didn't know. I had to tell him to.
I'm telling you right now.
Shows me his device, and I say, me and you are on the same page up to your stator. What's a stator? I'm like, you're a professional electrician. You don't know what a stator is.
Yeah, it's bad. And here's the thing. I don't think the yes men, that guy you're talking about too, I don't even think they realize how wrong they are. I think he really thinks that motherfucker figured out a free energy situation, mainly because he hasn't ran the battery out yet.
No, he wants the battery out. He thinks it's impressive that he can charge a non-rechargeable battery. And I said, no. Huh? I said they call them non-rechargeable because you're not supposed to recharge them. That's why that battery is like big as shit, like it's about to blow the hell up in your face because you're not supposed to charge it. That battery probably doesn't even hold the charge it's supposed to because you damaged it by sending energy the wrong way, you nut.
Well, eventually you'll find out he was in the hospital. He won't say why. He won't say why, but
because the battery blew up in his face.
He'll have some acid burn somewhere.
Yeah, he thinks it's impressive that he's recharging non-rechargeable batteries. Like, no, nobody said you can't recharge a non-rechargeable battery. They say you're not supposed to because they will blow the fuck up.
Here's a little tip to everyone: like a AA or AAA, turn it around. Just turn it around. Do it the opposite connections. It will work. That's how you do it. But don't do that because if something goes bad, I don't want to be blamed for it. But that's how I do it. Just turn it.
You can recharge. I'll buy them in bulk, and when they start going down, just throw them away and put fresh ones in.
Well, yeah, it's the easiest thing to do.
Yep. It's not that it won't work; it's that it's unsafe to do so.
There you go.
Right. It will work. It's just unsafe to do so. If you get stalactites in there, if you get a short connection, it will overheat and it will leak out and it will start burning. That's all there is to it. It won't blow up. It won't explode. It'll just start a fire.
Yeah, you're right. It'll probably ooze out the side and burn up or something.
Well, no. If you put enough into that, if you hooked a car battery up to a 9-volt, that shit's gonna blow up. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, fair enough. But if you connect a car battery to a rat, it'll also blow up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has a few resistors and some transistors in there, so he can create resistance to keep it from getting back to the 9-volt. Keep it from getting back to the 9-volt.
Disclaimer to the stream: do not hook a rat up to a car battery, please.
Do not try this at home.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the second you put a clamp on a rat, he's gonna flip the fuck out. Yeah, you got some serious issues if someone's like, I did it and this is what happened. You want to debate because the rat didn't blow up? What the fuck?
Okay, well, you still got rat, but the question is it saute or fricassee?
I have a hypothesis that if you connect a rat to a car battery, it'll blow up. Now I need an experimental physicist to verify that.
What happens if we check a
I was informed today that I was a theoretician and therefore I don't know how to do experiments, so somebody else has to do it for me.
Jesus.
Yes, that's quite astounding.
You just don't know about the thermometers, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard George demoted you, Barney.
I'm not sure if anyone has noticed this. George has become what I consider militant. Like he's been on a rampage of this is so ridiculous. I don't know why you guys are doing this shit. Anyone notice that George still does that shit too?
Yep.
Barney, just for the record, I'm on your side. I agree with you on that one. I heard the show.
I only got bits and pieces
of it. Do you agree with
it.
the rest of the stuff Barney says, though?
What, say it again, Carlos?
I said, do you agree with the rest of the stuff Barney said?
I agree with everything Barney says.
I'm talking in Montreal, because I don't
think... I agree with most of the stuff Barney says. He's way smarter than me, that's for damn sure.
I mean, well, that's, you know.
See, hey, Carl, so I caught enough to just. I saw you.
That was an unspoken insult.
Yes, that was uncalled for.
By who? I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't going to say anything. I stopped myself. Nah, come on. Now, me and Montreal go way back. Isn't that right?
Carlo, you're very low, man.
Right. How about now?
That's better.
Oh yeah, better.
Much better.
Sorry, the moonlight is attenuating my audio signal.
Yeah.
I missed that video you did. I'm gonna check it out after. I just came in right after on Jose.
Yeah, I came in at the end as well.
Oh wow!
What, Sean? What the heck, man?
What do you mean? Like,
wow.
I'm okay. Put it this way, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, which
is a personal problem
for me. Is 8 hours. I was busy. I got home
up for 8 hours.
Yeah, I got home and I turned on the computer and I caught the tail end of Jose's. I don't even know if I saw your video. I did see a moonlight video on. I think it was from someone else though. But
yeah, no. Wednesday I stayed up from 9 all the way to 5 a.m. working on that video, and then you
make sure you share that link in the chat.
I must admit, I've only been up for 11 hours.
Well, here in America,
been shopping, done a day for, you know.
You foreigners are weird.
No, we're not.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Any particular topic tonight?
Anything you guys want.
I'm in the mood for stirring some trouble.
Let's do this.
That might be a dangerous suggestion. I have a topic that you will not want to. I'm not saying it because I don't really want to go there, but we could pick up a topic that you don't want to read.
I bet you can't. I can talk about anything. Wait.
Hang on.
Let me rephrase that. We'll see.
So, Laurie, you want to go or you want me to go?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I almost fell off my chair the other night. I thought I heard Sean G say he doesn't believe in the moon landing. Was that correct?
Let's not say believe. I am hesitant to come to the conclusion that it did happen, only because of my understanding of how they're capable of doing so. When I'd say 6 months ago, I would have said no, they didn't. The issue for me, or not even issue, the thing for me now is that, like I said this a couple streams ago, we are literally in our own little space race right now, for my generation at least. And because of that, I put myself on more of a let's see what happens. And from what I've seen, I honestly believe it was likely they did, but my understanding keeps me from wanting to argue they did.
Which part don't you believe, Sean? I don't believe all of it, but which part you don't believe?
The return trip. I don't understand. Okay, so and my number is going to be off, or they'll be right for this part, but they have to travel at 24,000 to exit our Earth atmosphere. And in doing so, they go around the Earth, they orbit the Earth in slingshot to the moon. I get all that. What starts happening in my issue is now, I also know before they got to the moon, they needed to slow down enough so that the moon's gravitational pull would catch them. It'd grab them, and it would start putting them in an orbit. That also means they have to slow down enough to stay in that orbit. Now, it seems odd to me because if you need these rockets to leave Earth's atmosphere, you need the slingshot to get to the moon. How do you then gain the same momentum to return the same amount of time? I get if it took 4 days, 5 days. If it took 4 or 5 days to get back, I probably would not be in this position. I would literally be like, okay, I get it. But how
you don't need the same momentum to come back.
But explain, because that's the problem I have. I've been explained to me before, but it's I still don't. I understand you're gonna bring in the Earth's gravity, and what it was explained to me, and tell me if I'm right. So, because I don't know if it's like a downhill.
The simplest explanation is uphill and downhill.
Okay.
The trip to Mars is uphill from Earth's gravity well, right?
Yeah, and
you're going uphill all of the way until the moon's gravity is the dominant force, which is really, 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 really close to the moon, right?
And that uphill path, quote unquote, is what made slowing down enough possible. So basically, as they're decelerating, the Earth is also starting to now pull a little bit more on the rocket, which is what slows it down.
Yeah. So if you're in orbit around the moon and you do a slingshot there, you need just basically a tiny nudge to get you over the line where the moon's gravity is dominant over the Earth's. It's very close to the surface of the moon. And then it's just falling downhill towards the Earth and slowing down, basically, trying to brake so that you don't run into the Earth too fast, right?
So
so
it could have taken 2 days to get back, but there is that process of not wanting to re-enter hot or too hot.
Yes, if you just try to go straight down, well, you would have to cancel the moon's momentum. But if you went straight down, you would enter the Earth's atmosphere at too steep an angle and at too high a speed, because there is so little atmosphere between the Earth and the moon, so little gas that it's basically not slowing you down at all. It's not providing enough resistance to be significant in any way.
Then shouldn't the return trip have been faster?
No, you balance it. You make it as curved and as slow as you need to safely reach the Earth, and you brake all the way there, or you cancel some of your momentum and get into a lower orbit. There, you cancel most of it by skimming over the atmosphere, right? Because you don't want to bring all of the fuel that's required for you to brake all the way. But it's easier to brake against the atmosphere with no fuel than it is to gain up the momentum to go up to the moon, uphill, all the way. Right? When you're going to the moon, you're going uphill all the way until you're almost there.
Okay. And then, okay. So just deaccelerating basically the rockets before you get there is like, okay, I see. So it's like slowing down. It's like riding a bike up a hill. If you stop pedaling, you're gonna slow down. Get close enough, the moon's gonna get you going again.
Yes. It's like you're climbing up a hill and there's a ledge on the top. And when you cross over that ledge, then you're caught by the moon's gravity and you're orbiting the moon. And then you can do the orbital landing and all of that there. When you're coming back, you just have to cross that ledge back, and then it's downhill towards the Earth, and you don't need fuel for that. You don't need propulsion for that. You actually need fuel to slow down. You actually need something to slow you down, because you will gain a lot of momentum falling towards the Earth.
There go the heat shield.
There go the heat shield, right?
On
the way there, you're using fuel to gain momentum. On the way back, you're using the heat shield and the impact of the atmosphere to cancel that momentum.
They had, if you look at the flight profile, when they went from Earth orbit towards the moon, they had to fight Earth's gravity. They had to get out of Earth's gravity well. Well, they had the fourth stage. They still had one complete stage of the Saturn rocket to push in that way. They didn't need that coming back because they were only breaking out of the moon's gravity, which is nothing like the Earth's. So all the hard work was done getting there. They needed the fourth stage, which is still quite a size, had to burn for 6 minutes to get them going towards the moon.
Are you guys familiar with von Braun's when he said that I forget how many Empire State Buildings high you need of fuel just to make it to the moon.
What kind of fuel?
I'm not sure what kind of fuel, but he was the man. He was the rocket man. He made NASA possible, and that's what he said.
The Saturn V had an incredible amount of fuel on board. I mean, that first stage with those 5 rockets going, I mean, they were burning thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons per second. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but absolutely incredible. When you bear in mind you've got 5 rockets, each rocket is powered by a turbine fuel pump. Those fuel pumps were 40,000 horsepower each.
I was actually there in NASA. I saw them. They have one of those rockets.
Yeah.
And it's truly spectacular. It's like you can drive practically a car into just one of the nozzles.
Yeah.
People have no idea how big it is, but still, Von Braun said it had to be much bigger than.
Aren't those people liars anyway?
That's not an answer, Carlos.
I didn't hear what he said.
I say, aren't those people liars anyway?
I don't know who you're referring to. You know about Von Braun and all that?
Yeah, Von Braun.
Yeah, why quote him if they're lying anyway?
So the tipping point between the Earth's and the Moon's gravity is Lagrange point 1.
Yeah.
It is 300,000 kilometers from Earth and 60,000 kilometers from the Moon. And the strength of the force increases with the square, decreases with the square of the distance, right? So the Earth's force as you are near the Earth is much, much, much stronger than this force. So basically you just need a small engine with a little bit of fuel to escape the Moon and get back to Earth.
Yeah, they had to slow down to get into the Moon's orbit.
Which is done by going uphill. I get it. So it makes much. But I just realized something. To be able to pull this off, Marnie, they had to look at gravity like a force, didn't they?
Yes. That was all done with Newtonian physics. You don't need relativity.
Except gravity is not a force.
Oh, motherfucker.
It is. It is in your local frame of reference.
Yes, as in our frame of reference. Here on this here planet.
Are the... This is going to be weird. Okay, the days on the Moon are shorter. Wait, how fast? How fast?
No.
How long
is the Moon a day?
Wait, okay, I fucked up. You're right. Okay. Title locked. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Title locked.
Yeah.
The day on the Moon is 28 days.
Yes. Okay. Now it's going to sound weird, and this is an honest question.
No. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
What is a year on the Moon?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, it depends. It's either, again, 28 days, the orbit around its body of central body of orbit, or if you're measuring the year as the orbit around the sun, then it's the same as ours.
See, that's okay. And that's why I asked that, because that's weird, because I was actually just thinking about that. So you said 28, but the problem is it's not 28, it's 1 day versus our 28, right?
Yes, it's one moon day.
So would a year? So wait, so
when I say 28 days, I mean 28 Earth days, or 28 sequences of 24 hours.
I'm not even trying to get a real discussion about it, or not. I am, but I just brainstormed it, and that's why I brought it up like that.
I mean, it's also why the Apollo missions were landings were timed so that they would be there in the Moon's morning before, if they had landed equivalent to the moon's midday, they'd just be in constant blazing sunshine all of the time. And they'd actually worked it out that if they landed sort of, what would be dawn or just pre-dawn on the moon, then the sun would be very low on the horizon and the solar heat gains wouldn't be so severe. That they wouldn't be, blinded or having to work with their visors down all the time. But they thought about these things.
Montreal, what's your biggest objection to the landing on the moon? Beyond all of it.
Oh, you mean the moon? My objection to the moon, Bart?
So wait.
No, to us landing on the moon.
So, hang on. So a moon year is 28 days.
If you're looking at the moon orbiting the Earth, yes.
Which we are.
If,
or which we do.
but it's also it is also equally orbiting the sun. So if you're measuring the year as the orbit around the sun, as it is for Earth, because then it's the same as the Earth. So you remember when we made the simulation of Earth-Moon system, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I showed you that the Earth is also orbiting the moon.
Yeah.
Right? And we're not measuring our year in that orbit. We're measuring it in the orbit around the sun.
If we did, what would it be?
It would be 28 days.
Oh, yeah. Mind blown. That mind relapse blowing thing happened again. Okay, got it. Stupid me.
Man, that 28 days number keeps popping up. Maybe it has some numerological value.
Free energy.
It's the women. It's all about the women. And the cycle.
Yeah, our solar system runs on periods.
Yes.
If you add 5, it makes 33. Masonic symbol.
I was just about to go there.
You do the 5 wise men and you add it, then you're right. It is 33.
What 5 wise? Never mind.
Shut up.
Bloody hell.
Give him the 2 extra wise men, come on.
Sean, Jose, Rumpus, George, and...
and of course, our god Barney. Oh, don't forget Blue.
Hallowed be thy name. Oh, I was just having a look here. The first stage of the Apollo of the Saturn V rocket held 2 fuels. One was RP1, 820,000 litres. The other was liquid oxygen, 1,340,000 litres, which weighed approximately...
one is fuel, the other is the oxidizer.
Exactly,
you cannot call oxygen
but the actual sheer physical numbers. I mean, there's photos here of the guys building it inside. I mean, it's massive.
Could they have gone? Could they have gone to the moon
There's also
on a shuttle?
No.
Too big.
Well,
no.
They could if they refueled it in orbit.
Yes. The problem was it used all the fuel in that fuel tank getting up.
That's what Von Braun's original plan was. He claimed they couldn't do it in 1 stage; they had to do it in 2 stages. That was my whole point before.
That'd be fairly simple, wouldn't it? Not simple.
So a little bit.
Go ahead, Blue. I'm sorry.
That's actually a little bit backwards. Von Braun was champion of the idea of taking the entire vehicle all the way to the moon. Yeah. There was another guy that said that ain't going to work. I can't remember what his name is, but he's the one that said no, we can't do it that way. We're going to have to go into low Earth orbit and then just take a small part of the launch package onto the moon and back.
Yeah.
Well, they did originally look at doing.
Von Braun was trying to get the whole rocket there.
Yeah, initially.
Oh, damn. Well,
Yeah.
Until he looked at it seriously and started checking the other guy's numbers and said, "Oh shit, you're right."
But it's not unheard, or it's not, wouldn't be impossible, and I'm just brainstorming it, to send, say, refueling pods and putting them in orbit. That would work, right?
It would be, because those things are heavy, right?
Yeah.
Most of the, like 99% of the rocket to the moon was just to get the fuel up there.
Mm. Well, what about if we're okay? What if we decide we're going to try to make it to Mars? Would then that be what the best way of doing it? Sending a fuel pod and rendezvousing with it and for the rest of the way, or to get the rest of the way.
That's one of the long-term ideas is Moon Gateway, which is basically, since Moon has such a low gravity and we know there's water on it and it is well exposed to the sun, that we might put a permanent station on the Moon, use the sun's using the sunlight as a source of energy to disassociate water into hydrogen and oxygen, and then put fuel into Moon's orbit. And that way we can simply get our rockets to the Moon and then refuel there for the rest of the way.
Did they confirm there was water on the Moon? I know they were shooting rockets.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Quite a bit of it actually.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they said the hardest thing about having a moon colony would be taking water, because it's so heavy to transport it up there. It's already up there.
Yeah, if you got to start hauling water, that's a showstopper.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check the numbers later, but I was reading something that said that per volume, there's more water on the moon than there is on Earth. So I guess a greater percentage of the moon is water than Earth is. Let me rephrase that. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, but it also depends on how available that water is, and that percentage on calculations that the moon is a cold body. It has no internal heat, so there's water trapped in the rock underneath the surface and all of that.
Shit.
Whereas on Earth, everything is basically on the surface. But one of the things is that it's also a replenishable source, because if you do that, you can use the water which is on the moon right now to go mining chunks of ice, comets and stuff into the moon, and then mining that again for the water to fuel further.
I'd like to say, Barney, you were right. I stand corrected. It was John Houbolt who came up with the separate plan for the moon landing.
All right, so what you said, Barney, like, it made me. I Googled, the Moon Gateway and all that stuff. Like, this isn't. I didn't realize this is actually happening. This isn't, just discussion.
Yes.
We're actually doing this.
Yes. Yes.
It looks like
so. That's the idea of going back to the moon.
Yeah, because if you guys click the little live thing, you'll see what I'm looking at right now. It's the NASA website for Artemis, is what it is. Artemis.
Artemis. Yeah.
It says, with Artemis program, NASA will land the first woman and next man on the moon by 2024, using innovative technology to explore more of the lunar surface than ever before. We will collaborate with our commercial and international partners and establish sustainable exploration by 2028. Then we will use what we learn on and around the moon, take the next great leap, sending astronauts to Mars. So I guess that means, so at a certain point in the year, the moon is obviously going to be much closer to Mars than we are. Oh.
That's not that relevant, but
well, I mean, well, for the future, it will be probably. If they have a base on the moon, wouldn't the main purpose be to go further out from there?
The advantage is that its gravity is so low.
But that would also mean anything that we build there will never in its life come here.
No, not necessarily.
Well, wouldn't because of gravity being closer, or damn it, I was reading it in the chat at the same time. Wouldn't because gravity being weaker there, we would obviously be able to build larger machines or equipment, but they wouldn't be under the specs to be structurally strong here.
Yes, well, if they're not coming back here, they don't need to be that strong, do they?
No, that was just a brain fart question.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything behind it.
You can build stuff out there to survive back here. You've just got to make it sufficiently strong enough. That's all.
And most of the things built on Earth will never go to the moon.
No.
So who do you think makes the first moon water cola? Will it be Pepsi Cola or will it be Coca Cola?
It'll be Mr. Pibb.
The Dr. Pepper bottling company now with moon water.
Moon flavor.
Yay, and we'll finally have the Lunar Republic and the Tastafel flag.
They'll have, like, about Pepsi went like Pepsi Zero. It'd be like Pepsi microgravity. So light, the can floats.
I vote for I vote for Tastafel Cola. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
Oh dear.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That was a dad joke.
It was a good one, though.
Sad to inform you guys, it's never going to happen. You're never going to see man walk on the moon.
You reckon?
The phrase was coined by Heinlein in his Luna is a Cruel Mistress novel, where he formed Lunar Republic, and their motto on their flag was "There ain't no such thing as a free lunch."
Yeah. Tastafel, baby.
Tastafel.
I love Heinlein.
Now, I have a question. Is it... So, that website we looked at, NASA's, obviously promoting that we're going to go back to the moon 2024. Do you think it's disingenuous that they don't say why they're doing this with realistically being mining the moon?
Well, the moon doesn't really have a lot of good minerals on it, I thought.
Bullshit. It has, what's it called?
So, the ultimate goal is not mining the moon, it's mining the asteroid belt.
Yeah, that's where the good stuff is.
Well, I know there's a bunch. I know it's already in the process of different countries are making mining equipment for the moon.
Sean, this one.
They were talking about mining the moon, and a bunch of countries I was reading the website, and it was talking about the steps. Obviously, it'd be you would use robots first, and then from there you start moving into the building of the equipment and everything.
But that's basically just for the water. That's basically just for the water.
It's still mining. Yeah. That's a huge operation still.
Yeah.
Barney, you're behind the times. They found this magical mineral there that's supposed to be super powerful. You guys haven't heard of that?
What's it called?
That's La La Land.
Exactly, La La Land.
It'll be very useful in aromatherapy.
No, but seriously, you guys haven't heard that claim?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up and remember where I saw it. They found some sort of exotic mineral that's supposed to be better than uranium and cleaner and blah blah blah.
You're talking about helium-3. You're talking about helium-3.
Monter, are you getting?
Is that what it is? No name?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Could be helium-3. Could be thorium.
I mean, it doesn't matter because we don't have fusion yet. So helium-3 is a projected really good fuel for fusion reactors.
Well, I thought thorium does that on Earth.
So
okay, well, you obviously have no clue about the difference between fusion and fission. Thorium is great for fission, but it's not good at all for fusion. For fusion, you want stuff like deuterium or H3.
It's very
but the so-called cold salt reactors, right?
Fission. That's fission.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Helium-3 is fusion.
Was Flat Earth Aussie Jesus right? Moon is filled with helium.
Do you know what?
I'm not pulling your leg. I heard about this.
No, that's fine.
Supposedly.
No, I know. SM.
45% of the lunar surface is silica, followed by alumina, then lime, iron oxide, magnesia, titanium dioxide, and sodium oxide. From all of the samples that have been retrieved and analysed, most of it is silica.
Sand.
Compare that to the Earth composition.
Yeah.
Not too different.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I pulled up.
I mean, obviously, these are only sort of surface samples because, obviously, the 6 times they landed on the moon, they didn't have Bruce Willis and his gang with them to dig boreholes and see what's really down there. But from everything so far, nearly half of it is silica.
Now, they did get some cool magnetic readings that were unexpected. I think it was caused by a lava condensation kind of bubble near the surface that kind of didn't sink all the way down. So that's why it causes like a weird magnetic signature right near the surface.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I say near, it's relatively near. It's like a couple miles down or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, until we get back there again and sort of have some more time to analyse these things, we're not really going to know, are we? You know, we have literally scratched the surface, and that's it.
Yeah, I pulled up an image of
just a bunch of retards
of the Earth, or not Earth, the Moon's elements that they have on it. Yeah, you are. We can hear you, Toady. Everything you just said.
Oh no!
That was awesome.
Cut on the act.
You need to work on your sotto voce.
Is this Discord, right? It just confabulates me. Sorry, I didn't refer to anybody on this panel at all.
Oh,
of course not.
Said he digging.
I heard
dig this hole.
I didn't realise you guys could hear me. Yeah, sorry.
Well, now we know how you really feel.
Exactly.
Tony, grab my hand. I'll help you out of that hole.
Need a bigger ladder.
Sorry, there's no coming back from this, bro.
There is no coming back. You're right.
Well done. Well played.
That was awesome.
Whose wife was it in the background that at some point said, "Are you talking to retards again?"
CC.
Oh, that was Alan's daughter.
Alan's daughter.
Like,
Alan's daughter. Yeah.
That was priceless. I remember that. That was absolutely priceless. The timing was just perfect.
Were we talking to Riley that day, and Alan was explaining something really slowly?
I can't remember who it was now, but yeah, she couldn't have timed. I mean, they do say that comedy is all about the timing, and that was absolutely fucking spot on. And that voice of hers, oh dear, yeah, that was
the disdain and the disgust.
Yes. Amongst other things, yeah.
Spurs got walked in on by his old lady one day during a live stream. And he got a girlfriend voice on her real quick. You know, he changed his whole tone and then lied and said he was doing his proper work and he was just listening to YouTube and yelling at the computer. I mean, he had me freaking rolling.
That was the birth of Mrs. Spurs. Kimo went on a whole rant. Like, he started doing this thing where he acted like her, trying to play it off for a while.
Oh dear.
Oh really? Yeah, because he lies all the time, doesn't he, Spurs? Yeah, about anything to do with himself. Yeah.
Oh,
That's just what he does. He just lies.
You can show him.
He's not from London. He doesn't support Spurs as a football team. Yeah.
Look, you can show Spurs a video of himself talking, and he will tell you it's not him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or a picture of him, and he'll say that's not him, and then he'll get Ranty to say it's not him, and it was him. Yeah.
It's shocking.
And then afterwards, it'll be like, you should really
that guy's
get
a completely different
person
height.
who that is to put it on here.
Well, Ranty started the proof. Do you remember Ranty was going, well, that can't be Spurs because I've met Spurs and look at the window height. And an average window is, do you know how high an average window is, Ranty? Oh, yeah, definitely. I know what an average window is. Oh, there's such a thing as an average window. Is oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's.
Yeah, bloody isn't.
No, exactly. And he went, I don't know if you were there. He was trying to convince us for some reason it wasn't Spurs. And then Spurs outed himself in the end anyway.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Remember when Ranty said, "No, they can't be Spurs. Spurs isn't black."
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes,
that's right. He said he's not black.
I've met Spurs, and he's not a black guy. Yeah, right. Now, having seen Spurs on several videos, I don't think that's a mistake you're ever going to make about Spurs.
No, it's not like he's just got a bit of a tan,
That's right. He's not like Sean G, who's a sort of little squeaky gay guy. Spurs is a big, muscular black guy.
And Toady, we all know you think we're all fucking idiots already, so.
Yeah, I don't. I love you all.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No wonder Randy can't make videos worth of crap. He can't see for shit.
No, he can't. Look at that obstruction. How about getting some fucking glasses?
It must be that whole darkness thing, coming from the moon.
Yes, that's
that dark light.
The dark light.
That's what it is. It's that bloody dark light, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to avoid that dark light.
Wait, where did I miss that dark light? What?
This was from earlier.
Okay, never mind.
No, Gary was on a little while ago. He was over on Bro Sanchez's.
Oh, I thought you said Ranty was talking about it. It's like, I missed that.
Oh.
No, I'm just waiting for one of them to come out with that. It's going to be, it's dark light. Yeah.
But now that we're talking about it.
How cold is that dark light?
Extreme. It emits freezing light.
And it actually gets rid of light.
Light can cool, yeah.
Yeah, so this dark light actually removes light. Okay, you realise that?
It pockets.
So there's quite a lot. There's a load of dark light coming from the moon at the moment because I'm looking outside, and there isn't any light hardly. Well, so definitely, there's a lot of dark light coming off that moon.
If the moon's out and you see your shadow, dark light.
Ah, yeah, definitely.
I'd take a photo. That moon is amazing, but I'd take a photo. But I'm indoors and there's glass in the way.
Yeah,
I said tonight it's really good, isn't it, farmers? Yeah, in the UK, the moon is absolutely. We've got really clear conditions in the UK, really clear sky, and for some reason the moon looks quite big as well. I mean, obviously, I was seeing it against the horizon, which doesn't exist, but against trees and stuff. You know what I mean? But it looks really big tonight, doesn't it? For some
half an hour ago, it was beautifully framed by clouds, but now it's just the clouds are gone now. I could almost go out there with my camera and take a photo, but it's just a full moon. There's going to be another one, but it does look nice. But I bet it's cold out there.
Actually,
I'll stay in here, but it's nice.
It'd probably be warmer if there are clouds because it traps the heat.
I've just checked on my app and it says it's 3 degrees, but it feels -2. Yeah, I'm staying in here.
Excuse me?
Celsius.
Yeah, still, it doesn't matter. That's
you got your cold. You got 36 degrees or you got 28 degrees. Take your pick there.
Yeah, it's cold or cold. And my heating's on, so I'm staying in here. Sorry.
Go outside.
No,
it depends on what I'm doing in those degrees.
In those degrees, I usually play for an hour or two, and then I go to the beach.
Oh dear. Oh, by the by, I was just having a look at the Saturn V F1 engines, and with all 5 on the first stage going, they were burning 28,415 pounds of fuel per second.
Yep. How can they get that much fuel to them? How can they? Have they got fuel pumps?
I was just reading my Haynes manual on the Saturn V, which is a brilliant book, and I was wrong about the fuel pumps. Each rocket engine had a turbo-powered fuel pump in excess of 50,000 horsepower, and that's how they could pump the fuel through. Each engine was getting through. Where's the total? 671 US gallons per second.
So how does that compare to the Big Heavy or one of the ones that SpaceX are doing now? Has he used a different type of technology to get the fuel? Because basically, to lift off, it's that rocket fuel equation, isn't it? That you've got to lift the fuel 100 meters, that lifts the fuel the next 100 meters, that lifts the fuel. You know what I mean? You're always, working against yourself. I don't know what that is called mathematically, but a problem is what I would call it.
It's literally called the rocket formula.
Is it called the rocket formula?
Even in mathematics.
Well, here's another thing to bear in mind. Each F1 engine, and of course the Saturn V had 5 on, each engine had more thrust than the 3 main engines on the space shuttle.
Yeah, it was about 1.5 million pounds per.
It's a question. Is the logistics of putting a rocket launch on a 1 kilometer mountain, is that a lot more bother because of the inaccessibility than what you gain by not having to lift all of that fuel that kilometer, if you see what I mean? Because you're lifting all the fuel that's lifting the fuel that's lifting the fuel that's lifting whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They've looked into that, and basically there are no really tall mountains on the equator that would be
usable. Yeah, like near to a place that you could get the stuff. Out of interest, then, why does it have to be on the equator as well? What's the benefit of the equator?
Use the rotation of the Earth.
You use the rotation of the Earth to reduce.
So you've got all
gravity.
the extra, right? Okay. You've got either extra thrust or you've got extra lift.
Yeah, and
or
basically
less,
the calculation was more or less, well, if we do it in Florida, which is the nearest to the equator in the US, versus if we do it in the mountains, in the Rockies or somewhere, right? And you basically gain the same advantage from being
the same
that far
advantage.
South.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. I see that. Yeah.
I know they do. But what's the advantage of the polar launches then when they're launching south?
Well, that's to put it into the polar orbit, isn't it?
Because they launch out of California, LA, really.
Yeah.
And it's a southbound launch, or they call it polar launching.
There is no advantage except for it's simpler.
Okay.
So why they use Houston then? Why is Houston used to launch rockets from? Or is it?
Houston is not used to launch rockets.
Yeah, they only
so Houston's just the command center, is it?
They just land.
When they say, okay, all right.
Or are you talking like when they say like Houston, we have a problem?
Yeah, Houston have a problem. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, the Houston Control Center. It's just a control center, is it? Then it's not.
Yeah, they don't launch from there. They just.
So Cape Canaveral's
the other relevant.
Oh, sorry.
The other relevant component is you want to be launching over the sea because you don't want your failures to.
Your failures don't want to go and hit a load of people. Okay, so that's why Cape Canaveral's good. Houston's your control center. What's Saratoga then? What's Saratoga used for? All right. Because when they used to launch the shuttles, they had a Saratoga is go, which meant that they could do a recovery and abort to Saratoga. I just wondered what Saratoga's got to do with it. Maybe there must be another NASA station. I'll look it up actually.
Saratoga.
So they used to say go something, go something, then go Saratoga.
Yeah, well, that's the old go no go, isn't it?
That's it, the go no go. But they had a lot of them. As you taking off, you could hear them say Saratoga is a go or whatever. Now RTLSA return to launch site abort. Is it RTLSA? Was one the shuttle abort? Whatever. RTLSA. Return to launch site abort. Do planes have a similar thing, Blue? If you like that guy who lost his wheel the other day on the Canadian jet, they had to fly around as well. Did you know that? Did you see that where they lost a wheel on the Canadian?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Aeroplane. They lost a wheel as they took off. Somebody filmed it, and it was on Twitter. But they actually had to fly around. Apparently, they had too much fuel or something. That didn't make sense to me. But they had to fly around before they could land again. They had too much fuel to land, if you can believe that.
Yeah, well, taking off and landing are different beasts, aren't they? Taking off with a full fuel load is one thing, but landing with all of that weight on, the undercarriages don't like it.
Okay, I'll have to leave. I'll have to leave for a bit, but just before I go, a minute on that. There is an effect when you're really close to the ground when you're taking off, where the air that the wings are pushing down is getting compressed under the airplane against the ground. It's actually providing additional lift, and that enables the plane to take off, being overburdened with fuel, so that it can take long flights. And planes are incapable of immediately landing because of that.
Yeah, that's what they said in this one.
There is an emergency procedure for, I don't know if it's all planes, but for most big planes, where they can actually dump the fuel, where they can open up the tanks and just let the fuel flow out, so that they can do an emergency landing immediately after after takeoff.
Some can, not all, but some of them can.
So this guy had to fly around anyway. He couldn't land, they said, and all the passengers were a bit worried, going, "Look, we've lost a wheel." And he said, "No, we can land on one wheel," apparently, which they did, which I guess is standard. But he had to fly around to dump fuel, apparently, because it was.
What Barney was talking about is called ground effect, and it happens on takeoff. It happens on landing. Anytime you get within about a wing span of the ground, you're compressing the air under the wing. And the landing, it doesn't really help you at all in terms of taking off. The issue is the landing gear structure has a maximum capability, and when the plane is fully loaded, full of fuel, you're exceeding the max gross weight, landing weight for the plane. It doesn't mean that you couldn't do it if you absolutely had to. You can come on back and land. But if you don't do a real smooth landing, you can also damage the hell out of the airplane. So,
so that's why they flew around.
It can be several concerns. Another may be, the only time you can have too much fuel on a plane is when you're on fire. And that could easily become the case if you have a problem on landing. You might want to not have quite as much flammable stuff laying around,
Sure. And also they might wait for a slot as well at the airport, I guess, to clear other planes out the way. There's probably a couple of reasons, wasn't there?
No, they're not waiting for shit.
No.
No.
I stand corrected, and I'll be back a bit later.
All right.
But the guy didn't panic. I don't know if you've not seen it, Blue. I'll try and find the link, right? I don't know if you saw it. It's pretty dramatic. So this wheel's going round. The bolt doesn't come off. What it actually does is they seem to burn the magnesium out that is part of the rim, I think, of the wheel.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, they have. I think what happened, they said, is in the pin bearing, they've got one of those like roller bearings, right? Those roller pin bearings, if you know what they're like. And one of the pins exploded, which then stuck against the outside, so it caused a lot of friction, obviously, with the wheel going around very, very fast. And you could see it was on fire. It was. I'll try and find the link. It's pretty dramatic.
It's quite, because it's obviously somebody with their cameras, just with their mobile.
It's just literally, exactly.
Which,
they're right by it. Yeah.
It was a nose gear.
No, it's main landing gear.
No, this is one of the main. Yeah. Try and find a link if I can.
It's one of those where you've just got a pair of wheels, so you got one either side of the strut. I couldn't tell you what the aircraft was. It wasn't a real big heavy because
it was. If you Google Canadian airline, you should be able to find it. Yeah, if you do Canadian airline wheel loss, try that airline wheel loss. I can't share it because I'm on the pad here. Otherwise, I would. Canadian airline wheel loss.
4 days ago.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
And as they take off, the wheel drops off.
Yeah, and can you see it? Look, can you see the magnesium burning there? Look, you can see there's that white. I don't know if someone's sharing the picture.
I'm sharing it on. If you guys hit the live button.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna start it over so I can.
Brilliant, then we can go for it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
It'll be good. It'll be worth watching, won't it? It'll be a good little thing.
Yeah.
I'm just getting it set up.
The guy put it on his Twitter stream and it said, "Cool. So I'm currently in a plane that just lost a wheel. Great start to 2020 then."
I'm gonna play it, but there's not gonna be sound on the YouTube side just yet.
Sure. She's nice. Is she Canadian? Austrian.
Damn.
Oh, that's not very good clip either. They're showing there. The one I just found on the thing was much better than that.
Oh, do you have a link or?
Yeah. Well, it said it was. All I did is I went to YouTube. I put in Canadian airline wheel, and then it was the first link that came out. Yeah, Canadian airline wheel, and it was some plane spotting is the name of the channel.
Okay.
Plane spotting. There we go. Is that top one you got there? Yeah. Plane spotting. Yeah. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Oh, yeah. There we go. Look. Wow. See, look. See that bit? That's the magnesium bit. Can you see it popping off?
Yeah.
And now the wheel is literally going around the.
And as soon as they actually take off, as soon as it leaves the ground.
Yeah. That's it. It's got enough momentum. There we go. Woo! Oh. Here he goes. There he goes.
Now it couldn't land like that. Oh,
it did.
Okay.
It did.
It's the weight on one wheel.
Exactly.
Okay, I get it.
He circled for 2 hours to burn the fuel off to reduce the weight.
Right.
Oh, because those both wheels displace. Okay, I see.
And the whole time, the poor old passengers were thinking, "Uh-oh, we're going to land on one wheel." I mean, you can land on one wheel, right? The safety is all there, but you know, after whatever happened. By the way, this isn't the first time it's happened. Apparently, it's happened before as well. Oh, here he goes. Ooh,
Did he
come
try
on.
to land at first?
Gently,
yeah,
gently,
look at him. He's coming in really gently, isn't he? Look at him. That is super gentle because you know they normally bounce. Look, he's really good pilot, right?
Tippy toe, gentle.
Yeah, exactly. That looks particularly gentle. Look, they're all filming it. All the passengers are filming it now.
I'm quite sure that was an extreme case of bearing failure, and that piece flapping around is a bearing race.
Do you think so?
Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it?
Yep, it's bouncing around on the castle.
Yeah,
that would be a race from a
It
bearing.
is, and the wheel at this point is actually separated off, isn't it? The wheel has now been literally,
the
see,
plane was
like
sitting
there
on
you
the
go.
bottom of the rim instead of it being a balance.
Yeah, that's
that looked like the bearing in a race rattling around. All of the rollers had come out by that point, I think, or just about.
Yeah.
Well, the bearings are on the inside. Those wouldn't have fell out, but that race is what holds everything against it.
Well, yeah, but the race had come loose, so I shouldn't think. I mean, the FOD potential on that runway now, you know, you've just apart from the fact you've left a wheel back there somewhere. Bits of bearing, Christ knows what else.
Somewhere along
This happened in Montreal, gentlemen.
It was Canadian.
Somewhere along that runway is a bunch of bearing pieces and rollers and guides and everything else.
Oh, they I'm sure they would have had a line of people walking the line. I mean, the FOD damage potential. Well, we'll just say Concorde.
Just for investigational purposes, they're going to do that.
What's the fog damage? Why is there fog damage?
Foreign object damage. As soon as you've got something that shouldn't be there on the runway, there is a potential for it to get kicked up by another aircraft, and that's what took out Concorde. They think it was a bit left. Yeah, they're fairly certain that was a bit of an aircraft that had taken off before Concorde, that it dropped off and left on the runway, and one of the engines ingested it.
Now, Blue, wouldn't that be a tapered Timken style bearing on those wheels for the most?
Very likely. I wouldn't really know on something.
If you go to Ave's channel, he's actually looked it up and he shows you what roller bearing they use. So AVE, if you're familiar with him, he's a machinist who I follow called Ave, AVE. And he actually goes in and looks up exactly what the bearing is. He does a little video on it, like a breakdown of sort of exactly what happened, if you're interested. And he shows exactly what bearing it is, by the way.
Yeah, foreign object damage is a very real potential threat. I know when I was doing contract work at RF Bryce Norton, they were very big on that. There was no rubbish allowed to be lying around anywhere. You know, because if it got anything at all got blown onto the runway and then something landing or taking off sucked it into the engine. Ooh. Yeah, those engines will take some abuse, but a decent sized bit.
It must be a nightmare because there's always stuff around, geese and ducks and plastic bags and I don't know.
Modern jet engines are to a certain degree designed to survive ingesting a bird, and
Right.
if you've ever seen the old videos of them testing them,
Yeah, I mean, I know a guy. So I know a guy. His job is on the Rolls-Royce engines that are kept at Heathrow, which is quite near to where I live. And he has to go out there sometimes with a micro bore, like sort of scope, on this, like one of those things that you can sort of stick into engines and things to look at parts. Mm-hmm. And he spent one night, he said, examining it to see if it could actually fly or not. Yeah, and the reason is the guy from obviously the sales side was trying to say no, release it to fly, and he was saying, well, safety, you can't if a plane crashes, kind of thing. Because apparently it cost them about £1 million though not to have an engine going, and they have spares by the way all the time. So what he was examining was one that had been damaged, but it's a real big issue for these airlines, because if something happened, as he said, no one would forgive you. God, look at that. Is that right? Is that a failure? Wow.
No, it's the bird strike jet engine test.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, that seemed to do a lot of damage. If whatever that bird was, did they throw in a sort of frozen one?
I think they just emulate the fan breaking or something like that. I don't think they actually throw a bird in or nothing.
No,
they actually shoot dead birds into them. Not
I've seen slow motion footage of dead chickens being fired into running engines. They use it's like a mortar, and they just and they'll lob dead chickens into the running.
Seriously,
engines.
So they actually do use birds just to see what the equivalent damage would be.
Well, that's one of their biggest threats.
They do that. They do that on windscreens. They'll shoot birds at windscreens to see if the windscreen can survive it. Because that's a huge fear as a pilot. The last thing you want to see is a damn pterodactyl coming through the windscreen at you.
Yeah. God, look at that! Look at that!
Pilots, there was a story around 7 years ago.
That's the particular one, guys. I don't think it's to see if it'll survive. It's to minimize the objects flying to cause damage to the fuselage.
Damn, you guys see that? Damn, those birds be bouncing off those planes big time.
There's lots of issues that you're trying to take care of there, but
look at that.
Engine,
that dude was messed
pilots
up.
have been killed by birds before.
Was that bird blood or was that blood on the guy or girl?
It was his head. He's holding it.
Sugar.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage.
Whoa, look at that. That's a bird.
Damn.
Yep.
You would think that the propeller would just mush up the bird into nothing. I mean, a bird's only like skin and bones, isn't it?
Well, there's nothing that...
Most airports keep a flock of falcons flying around to scare these birds away.
Yeah.
Yep, I know a lot of places do that.
Yep, birds of prey.
In a prop plane, you're probably not going to hit the bird with a prop. That's not really likely.
Oh, of course. The one.
Oh my God! Nothing will stop that. Wow.
But look, if a bird does that, a drone would probably do even worse damage. No wonder they're afraid of drones, right? Because usually, I wouldn't realize a bird would do that as much damage as it seems.
I forgot about the Hudson. That was because they all said that was impossible. That a bird strike would take out both engines. Oh yeah, and of course that's what happened.
Actually, Toady, the biggest issue with a drone strike is that we use LiPo batteries, and that's a fire that you cannot put out.
All right, with the lithium. So they tend to ignite if they hit an engine? Lithium batteries. Whoa, look at that!
If you take a lithium battery...
Oh, look, that was a plane. That was a drone or a plane. That wasn't a bird, was it?
Yeah, that was a drone.
Look at that. I mean, that guy should be arrested, right? Whoever was flying that drone. That was incredible. Look at that. It just took it right off.
If you puncture a LiPo battery, it'll burn just from contact with oxygen.
What kind of a drone was that? That was a pretty big drone. It looked like a little plane. Look, is that an airplane? Maybe it's not a drone, is it?
No, that was a drone.
Was it a drone, not a radio-controlled aeroplane?
Well, given the size of that winglet on the wingtip, that's a drone.
It's a drone. I can see it, but I'm trying to...
Yeah.
Could you... It looked almost... You can't stop it, can we? Perfect. There it is. All right, it is a drone. Yeah, it is a drone, okay.
That's a DJI Phantom 3.
It looks like it's got, two little wheels, though, underneath it. Can you see? It looks a bit like a traditional plane, yeah?
That's how... Those are little landing things.
It's the landing gear, isn't it?
They have that.
Those are the training ones, it looks like.
No, the Phantom 3 had those big dumbass landing gear.
You've got a drone, have you, Sean?
Yeah, a small one though. Nothing like
DJI one or something.
No, it's a damn. What's the one that? It's a mini Mavic. So it looks like the Mavics, but it's super small.
All right. So I've been tempted to look at drones.
Don't get a mini drone.
Don't get a mini drone, no, because they're no good for doing anything.
Yeah, they're good for your kids to learn and think it's all cool.
Oh yeah, I've got
two
of
cameras.
Them.
Yeah, but when it comes to actually getting good footage,
actually, I have got one of those Mavics, but like my son's hardly used it yet. And I'm talking about like a proper one, like one of the DJI ones or something. Yeah.
I have a DJI Spark, a DJI Mavic Pro, a DJI Phantom 3, and my DJI Inspire 4 Pros.
And which one are you most happy with for taking pictures?
It depends on what I'm doing, because the Inspire is ungodly expensive, and that just gets used for commercial work. Just taking pictures, if I'm doing stuff around the yard or I just want to get good shots of the sun, my DJI Spark works awesome. And it was a relatively cheap, small.
DJI Spark. What's the camera like on that? 1080p or?
It's a 1080p, and I can't remember what the resolution is on stills.
Damn, those propellers disintegrate birds.
Look at that. Now, this is what I don't get about, look, you see all the effort they put into aeronautics, right? And then people are claiming that we would have put that effort into the moon. Oh, look at that. That obliterated that heron.
They're big birds to hit. Bloody hell.
Damn.
Oof. What was that? That wasn't a bird. That was a plane.
That is.
And how did the guy filming it know it was going to do that? Whoa.
I mean, when you actually look at how those the blades of those turbines are made, you know,
look, that really knackered that engine.
They're quite a delicate bit of kit, each blade.
But look how the damage that did. Whatever went into that bird or whatever, that really messed it up. There's no way that's flying. That is a...
crap.
Look at that. Where did that...
window?
Yeah,
that comes and it got chewed up by the... and then got... Hang on. If it was chewed up that much, which it was, right? It turned into mush. How on earth did it... Yeah, like that. How did it manage to break the window then? Whoa, look at that.
Oh, that's fucking great. I would freak
There you go, Sean. Check out the link
What's this one? Most epic RP collisions. Oh, shit.
Well, look at that. Jesus.
Yep.
I suppose both are moving there, right? Bird's moving, but so's the plane.
You think of the combined impact speed.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was just thinking about. Yeah, both are moving, aren't they?
Yep.
So bird could be happily travelling 30, 40 miles an hour.
Well, it's like two cars colliding if they're both doing 40 mile an hour.
Yeah.
That's an 80 mile an hour impact, you know.
You're about ready to watch a guy lose $10,000 in about 30 seconds.
Am I? Okay. What's this? It's a Spitfire.
0.
Yeah,
Zero.
It's got the old meatballs on it.
Oh, shit.
Oh! Whoa! What happened?
Bird.
Oh, it just
super glue the duct tape out.
Wind just blew off. His wing just blew up.
Not a bird. It was a guy flying a helicopter in the wrong airspace.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh
yeah, look at that. I saw the helicopter. I hope he sued him.
I bet he was popular.
I bet it wasn't his mate, was it?
Not after.
Well, you know what I mean? Look, you're just destroying someone's hard-earned, whatever it is, thing. It looks pretty good, whatever that is. Is it a Japanese one, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those circles.
That plane won Top Gun 2 years in a row, which is a scale competition, and it took 5 years to hand build that aircraft.
Hand build, my God, and look at that.
Mitsubishi A6M, I believe, 0.
Some pillock with a helicopter can just destroy your dreams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a good model as well. If you look at that model, it's fantastic. Look, it's still... Oh, and then it crashes and it's really destroyed then.
Yeah,
it looks like they're in an official flying place. It looks like it's quite regulated the way they're all in cages and stuff. It all looks quite.
It is supposed to be very regulated, but that's why the helicopter guy ended up getting kicked out of that airfield.
Well, of course, you never let him back again. Someone who is flying in the wrong place, right?
Oh, he's in such the wrong place that should have never even been.
Well, look, if he's a beginner, he shouldn't be flying there near that one anyway. And if he isn't, then he should know better. Do you see what I mean? It's like
yeah.
The only thing he could be is just a complete idiot who shouldn't be there, really.
Yeah,
he was an idiot because I'd love to see a beginner fly that helicopter inverted like it was at contact.
Yeah, it was.
Well, in that case, the guy shouldn't have been flying near to this thing, should he?
No, like our club is completely structured.
Right, I've got to go.
Right.
I will be back, but very nice to have spoken to everyone this evening. But I'll be back. I just got to go and pick someone up. All right, just
cool.
That was cool. Yeah, planes are. That's why I hate flying. little thinky things that shouldn't take planes out takes planes out.
Yes, but statistically, they're still quite safe and reliable.
Well, that's only because they don't fly. There isn't as many planes in the sky as there is cars on the freeway.
No, that's because they won't give me a commercial pilot's license, farmers.
Like I couldn't. That's crazy. I hate planes.
Hey, Sean.
What's up, sir?
After seeing this, imagine the ISS getting hit by something.
Okay, but the thing that I'm pretty sure that if it was something I would say the size of that helicopter, they would get a advance warning on it. You know that the ISS has what is it called? Maneuver rockets or some shit, but it can gain elevation and lower elevation. They control that.
Oh, periodically they have to give it a little bit of a boost, but because it's not completely out of the Earth's atmosphere, there is very slight drag imposed on it, and every now and then they have to give those rockets a little bit of a squirt just to get the ISS back up again. I can't remember how often they do it. They only do it every now and then, but they do have to adjust its orbit.
Well, I know they're able to do it. They're able to do it enough or as many times, but they use it to also to dodge debris that they will predictably hit.
Yeah, I think most of the debris that's up there, I think most of everything that is all going in the same direction, more or less. So it's not like it's got to dodge something that's coming the other way.
Isn't major debris in the ISS's flight path plotted out and tracked by NASA anyway?
Oh, yeah.
And it actually happens a lot. I'm looking at pictures right now. Not sure.
I mean, that what's it? The control center under Cheyenne Mountain, I think they track thousands and thousands of bits and bobs. And at one point, they were tracking it. It was a tool set. I think it was one of the earlier shuttle missions. They let go. It was like a toolbox. It was basically their toolbox, and it wasn't tethered. And it sort of somebody lost it, and they were tracking that for some time. You could actually see it on these satellite tracking apps. It would tell you where this thing was because it was big enough for them to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but a couple of months ago, was it last year? Something struck, and it made a hole the size of a bullet, and didn't cause any damage at all. The guy just put his finger on it and duct taped it, and they repaired it. You guys have heard that one?
Yeah, well, the pressure difference is only 14.7 psi. So
yeah,
it's not the pressure; it's the kinetic energy of the object hitting at 17,000 supposedly miles an hour.
But the object that struck it also had a velocity too.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot more than 17,000, depending on what it hit.
After what you guys just saw, you can't possibly believe that.
Believe what?
Of the small damage the ISS occurred.
Yeah, he's talking about the bird aircraft, and then this compared to this. But again, I think anything the size of a fucking eagle they're seeing and trying to avoid. This is something someone explained to me that it was really eye-opening to it. Remember, they're in space. Now, we look around and we see all these cars, all these birds, all these everythings. There ain't nothing up there like that. So it's not like a situation where every day they're hitting something.
No, that's not what I'm talking about, John. This question is basically for Blue. He's the engineer. Blue, an object the size of a bolt traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, how much kinetic energy is that equivalent to?
Oh, God. That's huge. Enormous amount of energy.
That it was traveling in the opposite direction to the ISS.
Yeah, we don't know what I don't know what hit it or how fast it was going relative to the ISS.
So if it was traveling in the same path as the ISS slower, it could still hit the ISS and puncture the hole too.
Yeah, but even at a fraction of that speed, you heard Blue reaction. What he said, whoa, and that's a lot of kinetic energy.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Think of things.
Yeah, something to put a hole, only a little hole, a 3/8 of an inch hole or something like that in it would take a little meteor, maybe not much bigger than a grain of sand.
Here we are. I found an article on. It was a 2 millimeter hole, and they said at that size it would have taken just 18 days for the crew to run out of air if they had not spotted the leak. They only knew there was a leak because the systems registered a drop in air pressure, and they couldn't find where it was. Yeah, the pressure inside the ISS. Something they have monitoring systems to make sure that the pressure is always as it should be, and they found that they'd got a leak somewhere, so they just isolated each compartment of the ISS until they found which one had the leak. And it turned out it was in the Russian segment.
Yeah, I hear you, but that's not the question. We're not talking about loss of pressure. We're talking kinetic energy at tremendous speed.
Well, it can't have been that tremendous speed because they didn't even know it had happened. The systems registered the drop in pressure. So it was a tiny little bit of something that hit the ISS hard enough to make a hole, but not hard enough for anybody to actually notice.
Actually, wouldn't it be the harder it was, or the faster it was traveling, the least amount of notice they would have had? Because if you shoot a bow and arrow at, you really get like a real big compound bow, you shoot it at something, it'll slice right through it. Whereas in something that hits it's going slower, it's going to hit it more blunt. So maybe the piece was traveling so fast that it was able to puncture it without the boom of it.
Well, maybe, but once it made the hole, that was it. There wasn't like an entry and an exit. There was just one hole, and they only knew there was a hole because the air pressure inside the ISS had dropped. And then they had to find where it was.
I wonder how hard it would be to reverse engineer how fast and how much, based on how much damage was done, how fast it was going.
Yep, I'd like to see the numbers on that.
Well, I mean, you could just look at the specs on the ISS and see how many layers of, stuff, how many layers of insulation, shielding, things like that, and you could probably work out ballistics tests, just reverse engineering the numbers.
Yeah, because the ISS is fairly well lagged, isn't it? It's not just a tin can. Oh, here we are. Apparently, they're tracking more than 23 objects in Earth orbit.
I think it's down to a size like a football or something like that.
I think they can go down to a bolt.
They estimate...
But anything under than that, they can't track.
750,000 pieces larger. And they think if you go down to 1 millimeter, it's about 166 million. But they won't be tracking them. They say there's been 5,250 odd launches. This was stated over a year ago. So they're tracking more than 23 objects. Only 1,200 of which are working satellites. Everything else is, dead satellites, bits of junk, all sorts of shit.
And that's also what brought up the space treaty that says, because I'm not sure if people knew it or not, but back in the day when we first started going to space, it was a real idea to start taking our trash to space.
Yes.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, what? That's for real?
Well, I'm fairly certain at one point the Russians have actually targeted old satellites and blown them up as they've been sort of testing, ways of destroying satellites in orbit. I'm sure that was all.
Well, I'm positive both the U.S. everyone that has capabilities did that. That was like one of the biggest fears of the Cold War.
Yep.
Haven't you seen Space Cowboys?
Yes. It's a silly film, but I like that film. I think I've seen it far too many times, to be honest. It's just enjoyable. It's a good flick. Especially as he ends up getting to the moon.
There's a chart, and it shows like how much kinetic energy stuff has. And I think a small bolt, they equate that into a bus or something. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever hit the ice, very, very small. If it only made a 2 millimeter hole, that's just a tiny little scrap of metal. That's not even a bolt.
If they ran into a satellite, then the ISS would be gone as we know it.
Completely.
Yeah.
No, you'd be talking about something very, very small to make a hole like that, like a grain of sand, literally.
Yeah, that's a flake of metal, isn't it? It's.
Yeah. If you took something,
they didn't even know that there was a hole until the pressure started dropping.
You're hot,
it's okay, guys. We're okay. Let's just find the leak.
With assume a mass of say 1/10 of a gram, 100 milligrams.
Yeah.
1,000 miles an hour would have a kinetic energy of about 1,000 joules.
Thing is, they can't track objects smaller than a bolt.
100
an
hour.
I'm sorry, it's funny as hell every time the Crash talks.
Poor old Crash.
Mr. Roboto.
So bad, dude. So bad.
Feels like I got shot at 120.
Hey, I want some of what Sean G is smoking.
Come on over. No, I Crash. You're super robotic, dude. You may need to back out and come back in. I've noticed that my phone does it sometimes. If you're on your cell phones and where you have the little voice chat and it says connecting, refresh because you're robotic no matter what.
Is that better?
Yes, much better. Yay!
I tried to say that getting hit with a cicada at 120 mile an hour feels like I got shot with a 22.
Yeah.
I've had a June bug hit. I was out in the desert on my quad and I had a June bug hit my goggles and cracked it. That shit scared the crap out of me. That one felt like someone threw a rock and hit me in the face. It sucked.
Getting shot in the face by a paintball from 20 feet away, that makes you easier.
Yes, I know the feeling on that one too. I also know what that paint tastes like.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
It's by far the worst.
It is technically edible.
It is.
When I was an idiot kid, I used to chase tornadoes, and because Alabama, that's an import and export of ours. And anyway, I found pine needles driven through fence posts and telephone poles, like somebody had hammered in the nail, and they weren't bent or broken at all.
Wow!
The sheer amount of force behind that was able to puncture it.
I've always wanted to chase a tornado until just now.
Yeah. Don't recommend. I do not recommend.
I've never ever wanted to chase a tornado. It's like, oh, there's a tornado. I'm going the other way.
Well, I've seen dirt devils. I've seen spouts.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen a tornado though.
There's a bar here that has a giant fiberglass fish above it that had a tree shoved through the mouth of the fish about 30 years ago from a tornado.
Damn.
I like this comment here. During the live feed from the NASA's ground control, heard the comment, right now Alex has got his finger on that hole, and I don't think that's the best remedy for it.
That's what she said.
So somebody said get the duct tape, and that's literally what they did. They put a bit of duct tape over the hole. That will do it.
I'm telling you right now, duct tape by far is the best thing on the planet.
Duct tape and cable ties.
It can't be fixed.
Yeah, duct tape and cable ties, that'll fix anything. And if it don't fix it,
use more duct tape.
Well,
yeah, it'll at least get you home.
Yep.
I used to have a Suzuki Samurai that I used to off-road, and it had one of those, the reservoirs, and it had a fucking, probably about a 6-inch crack in it.
Mm-hmm.
I used duct tape. I shit you not. That duct tape sealed it, and it lasted 4.5 years. It got like this. A guy went home, fixed a couple things, and then like went out off roading again like a week or two later, and had forgotten that it had happened. So after that trip, like seriously, after that trip, I still had water, didn't overheat, nothing. And it was like, well, shit. I guess I just keep going until it leaks again, and it just never leaks.
I've used an inner tube and duct tape to fix a tie rod to get me back to camp.
I've done that with yellow, the yellow nylon rope.
Yep,
I've done it that way.
Yeah, you do whatever you can and what's to hand.
Oh, you learn a lot of things off roading. You learn a lot.
Oh yes.
I've been buddy of mine. It didn't happen to my truck. He originally just twisted his drive shaft off and just snapped it. And luckily he had 4-wheel drive, so we were starting to drive out on his fronts. And unfortunately snapped the hub. We started just pulling bolts from places we didn't know where else, what it was doing. But eventually with some jerry rigging welding and some put this part here, see if it will fit for a second type parts. Ended up getting it back because here in San Diego, our mountains, all our off-road, our mountains are hugged up against the border. And yes, if you leave your vehicle somewhere for a night, it most likely will not be there. It will be parted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you learn some crazy inventive stuff when you're off-roading and you're 30 miles from camp.
Yep. I watched a guy drive out on fucking just rims. On a Blue Diamond trail, which is a moderate trail. Blew out tires. He did a rollover, blew out his tires, and did the rest of the trail on his rims just because it was a brand new Rubicon. Didn't want to leave it there. Enough people were there that told him, "Do not leave that truck here." So they convinced him to drive out on rims.
I've got an old video somewhere of me getting the winch of shame because I blew both front tires in a mud pit, getting drugged 20 miles back to camp to change them.
Damn. I've had to do. I blew out one tire on my quad. I had to do a wheelie back to camp that was 2.5 miles. That was the shittiest time of my life. I thought it was fun at first until the first time my front wing went back down. I went, all right, 5-mile-an-hour wheelie, whole way back.
Yeah, we used to drive around on dirt bikes, and we used to double up on things like throttle cables. You'd have a spare one, cable tie, next to the one you were using, just in case.
Yep, cable tied and ready to go.
Yeah, so if one snaps, you've got a new one there ready and waiting, because otherwise it's like, shit, how do I get?
When I used to go out to the desert with my quad, I used to bring 10, 20 fucking tie rods. I just started stocking up on them because on a quad, because for the most part of when I off road, I actually use my quad a lot off roading in like the real hard trails. Like if they were, if I knew a bunch of guys were going out with their rigs to a double black diamond trail, which is basically hard times hard, I usually take my quad. So I used to snap tie rods like every day. One trip I went out there, did a black diamond on my quad, and I snapped four tie rods, and that's just tire gets bent up and you accelerate to get over something. And other than that, I never had to replace anything on my quad except for those. Luckily, that's like a 3.5 minute fix,
something like that.
Most of the time, is figuring out how you're going to get that part of the quad to fucking take the tension off of it.
I think the worst damage I've ever done and still drove it is I had a Jeep Cherokee and it was so rusted I hit a big bump and I shoved the leaf springs through the floor.
I've blown transmissions. I used to have a 91 Bronco. I went out to the desert, blew the transmission, and didn't know it. Stopped, got out, and you see the bleeding. The guy said, "See that pile of dirt over there?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, throw it in. Luckily, my dad had already taught me that shit, so I had just enough friction to get me back to camp, and it cost me fucking $800 to get my fucking truck towed home.
Oh yeah, it can get expensive really quick when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Here's the worst part: $800 because I was still in the. It was Ocotillo Wells. Anyone that knows California knows it. It's like a desert, but it's not sand dunes. Just because the tow truck had to leave the pavement, they added $350 to it.
Yep, that's why you're always better to find a way to get back to a main road or camp or something.
That was the thing. I was in camp. I was literally a mile off the main road at camp where the tow truck came, and he told me right off the bat. He's like, "Do you want to push your truck?" Luckily, unfortunately, it was downhill to the camp. He was like, "Hey man, if you can push your fucking truck up that hill, it'll definitely save you something." Problem I had was it was a Monday morning, and at Sunday night everyone takes off, so there was literally no one there to even pull my truck.
Yep, I've been there. I've been to events like that.
You need a winch.
I had a winch. I just had nothing to winch from.
I would have put my land anchor in the ground and kept pulling until my battery was dead.
That probably would have been a good idea, but I was so pissed off at the time. And I much would have done it. The problem I had was when I had the Bronco and the Samurai, the Suzuki Samurai at the same time. My Suzuki Samurai, those the little $1,500 or £1,500 crank wrenches. It's motorized, but you can also crank them.
Yeah,
I had one of those, but that was because I had on my Samurai. That winch was able to literally pull my Samurai up a 2-to-1.
I was gonna say a Samurai doesn't weigh shit.
Yeah, but that's
why your winch is bigger than your Samurai.
That was pretty much why I almost didn't. That's why I think I didn't use it for the Bronco. Because when I used it for my Bronco, anytime I ever actually used it, it was literally just to get fucking up on a little ledge or something like that. It was never anything that I would really need. Because I pulled, like I said, I did this with the Samurai. I did that in neutral. I just pulled. I wanted to see the winch work, so I did it at the house where I was living at the time.
What you do is, if you got another Samurai, you call Marlin Crawler and tell him you need one of his 450-to-1 planetary gear sets for your transmission, and you could drive anywhere on your starter.
That's what's called. Out here we have a company. What's it called? I forget what it's called. So it's pretty close to me, but they're like all they do is run around buying old junk Samurais and selling parts. Petrol work. I think it sounds about right. I think it's called Petro Work or something in Fallbrook.
I love little Samurais and Geo Metros. They're awesome little capable rigs if you build them right.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right. Or you don't even have to see. That was the crazy thing. So you know what I'm talking about, Crash. I've done 2 black diamonds with a stock Samurai.
I could see that. It's because it doesn't weigh shit.
It's narrow. That was the best part about off-roading because when I off-road with a lot of guys, most of them had the Toyota pickups, lifted and all that kind of shit, and a few Wranglers. But the thing is that I'm trying to find the pictures right now.
Yeah, the little trackers and sidekicks and shit, they just fit between rocks. You can drive around. While everybody else is trying to hang a tire and catch a ledge, you can just go like, nope, I think I'll just drive between the rocks.
This is my Samurai.
Yeah, and if not, you can get out and lift it up and over.
How do I do this? Okay.
That's also true, Sean. They don't weigh shit, so you could just get 5 guys and pick it up and put it on top of a rock.
There's my baby. I'll share it on the YouTube right now.
Oh, hell no. I had one almost that same damn color.
Yeah, that's my baby. I love that truck.
They came in different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a green one down the road that they use as a hunting vehicle.
I thought that was too expensive for them.
No, it's abandoned. It got the fire department had it and used it to practice with the Jaws of Life, so it's got no top on it or windshield.
As a complete aside, and I noticed in the side chat as well, the Rush drummers died.
Again?
You know the pop trio Rush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Neil Peart, the drummer, he's just died.
Oh, that's pretty sad.
Yep. Apparently, after a lengthy battle with brain cancer.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I will say, if y'all are close to the area for the Illinois State Fair, that I will have a derby car out for the last time in my life.
Good. That doesn't even sound like a good idea. That sounds like a great thing to watch, a bad thing to participate in.
I got somebody threw me a car because they can't drive anymore, so I'm going to go build it into dirt.
Are you building it up to break it down so you don't have to? You won't do it again.
Well, no, so they don't have a title to it, and if I take it to Demolition Derby, they don't ask me for a title when I scrap.
Oh, okay. Oh, so a lot of times once a car goes to complete shit during that, they'll just scrap it for you.
Yeah, they'll give me my scrap money out of it.
Oh, nice. That's probably why most of those derbies are ran near or on steel yards and shit.
Pretty much.
Makes
That
sense.
being said, I'm still going to try and take home that $3,500 paycheck for win.
How much does it cost to join?
It's at $50 this year.
What? Can you build an engine cage?
No. I'll post the rules. I'm allowed for my engine and my hood hold down. I'm allowed 4 pieces of 1-inch all thread, no longer than 48 inches in length, and a 12-inch plow disc to hold my hood down, and that's it.
Damn, it takes all the fun out of it.
Well, no, it's a Ford LTD. So what you do is you go to the junkyard and you find a Honda Civic radiator, and you turn it upside down and you mount it behind the core support on the left-hand side.
I've seen that. I've seen radiators mounted inside the cars with fans and push fans and all that shit.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that was a long time ago I saw that.
But yeah, it's simple. It's pretty simple rules. I'm allowed to put a door bar on the driver's side door only. I'm allowed to put a roll bar in case it rolls over. And that's about it as far as structural modification.
They tell you have to take out the windshield and everything as well, or do you get to keep those in?
No, all the glass has to come out. All the windows, side windows, and we can't just roll them down and break them with a hammer. They've actually got to come out. All the headlights, tail lights, turn signal lenses, all that shit. Battery has to be moved inside the vehicle, and the gas tank has to be moved inside the vehicle.
You know, they didn't say anything about.
You just cut out, Sean.
Oh, I was saying they didn't say anything about a sound system, so you could have a pretty good sound system going on too.
That'd be badass.
No, I'll probably have a big stuffed animal riding with me that I'll throw into the crowd to try and get the $500 crowd vote.
Hell, that's safe. Throwing shit out of cars. That's what I do. I just have a bucket of nails.
No, see, 5 years ago, we started minivans, and the rule was you could reinforce them with 1 container of sheet metal screws. So everybody was going and buying little 10-pound boxes from Menards and shit. I found out that I could go to Ace Hardware and buy a 55-gallon drum, and it counted as quantity 1 container.
Now they're probably putting a number on that, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 25 pounds of screws max, not 500. So we weren't allowed to weld anything on them. You could use sheet metal screws to reinforce pinch seams, and you could use number 9 baling wire to strap doors and shit closed.
How much number 9 can you use?
As much of it as you want.
Start wrapping that fender.
I usually do my entire everywhere you can only wrap it around like your A and B pillar posts between doors and shit, and it'll be a solid coil of 9 wire all the way up post. Get creative when there's a lot of money on the line in a very slim rule book.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Just like if I take it to another Podunk County Derby and run it, then there's all kinds of things I can do that are technically necessary frame repairs. Like on a Ford, on the rear arches, on the frame rails, if it's been to a Derby, then I can chain those together so they don't spread out, as long as I have a ½ inch of play in the chains at the start of the Derby.
Oh, that's pretty sick. How thick a chain do you have to? Does it require? Does it give the requirement for the thickness of the chain?
I can use any chain I want.
I just want to hang out real quick, guys. Thank you, Bjorn, for the super chat. He says, "Hey, Sean and community, it's awesome to have a place to jump in." Let me start over. It's awesome to have a place to jump into and hang and have some drunk, intelligent fun. Hope you will still respect me tomorrow. Of course we will. Of course we will, Bjorn. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. And welcome back. Bjorn was always around for a while, then kind of disappeared a little bit. Sorry about that, guys.
I think I'm just going to put Sean G's Truth Army Soldier logo on the hood.
That would be badass. Let me see. I'm also at the same time trying to find a bunch of videos. I have videos from when I was off-roading. I just can't get them to work right now.
Sean Smith knows my real last name, so I usually just put a hockey mask and my first initial and last name on the top of my car.
Oh yeah, that works. You know, it's funny. Your last name and one of the guys that I went to school with. You both have the same last name. His first name was Freddie, so it was kind of a running joke with him between a hockey mask and a glove.
But y'all have fun. I've got to go do more product testing while it's 60 and not raining.
Have fun.
Take it easy, Crash.
Oh yeah, I got some new modified shocks and stuff I need to get tested, and I would prefer not to do it in the.
Well, it's a balmy 70 degrees down here in Alabama right now. You can have some.
It's about 77 degrees here in Florida and a little bit overcast.
Our normal temperature here this time of the year is like 20 and snowing, and it's 65 and slightly raining.
Global warming ain't all bad. My beachfront property in North Alabama is going to be worth a fortune one day. I'm just.
Did you say beachfront property in North Alabama?
Yeah. It wasn't too long ago that most of South Alabama was underwater, and if global sea levels keep increasing like are projected, It won't be much longer before it's all back underwater.
But I like the Gulf Shore.
I have 640 feet of land that would be above sea level if the ocean rose down here in Florida. That's the highest point in Florida, 640 feet.
I got land in Arizona that would be beachfront if everything works out with these earthquakes.
Woo!
Oh, Sean, I started putting together a parts list for your project, by the way.
I gotta get back into all that crap. It's been so long.
If you want something custom, I'll have all top tier equipment in it.
Fuck yeah. That's when go to the drawing board. That's the other thing. I learned so much, and remember I told you I had that 1/8 scale that I just went completely custom for it. Like just took apart it, blah blah blah. I learned a lot about placements and where all the things should be going and all that shit. It was fun.
Oh yeah, link geometry and all that fun shit. Center of gravity.
Yeah, people don't realize you could snap shit on one of those things. The power that they have out of them. You don't think about it when you think of the size of it. But yeah, I've snapped many of things. I learned why plastic gearing is bad. Get against a rock, you turn the back servo, and all you hear is crash. Like fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like those cheap garage door openers as well, with the plastic bearing in them. You turn it on and you hear
against the
moving on to cheese gearing next.
Yeah. We got those garage door openers. I love it. They use those high gauge bike chain looking thing, the chains against the plastic. It ever would have worked for a long period of time.
So, did you figure out if we went to the moon while I was gone?
It's more than likely. Like I said, luckily we're in a time where I get to find out for a fact. I mean, if 24 actually does happen, I hope that it doesn't take that long, but that will crush every denying conspiracy about that shit.
You weren't gone long
I'll
enough.
believe it when I see it.
You weren't gone long enough, Barney. You got to stay gone longer if you want us to go all the way to the moon.
Yeah, we're about 10 feet off the ground right now. we just got off.
Did you bring enough fuel? Did you pack enough fuel?
Lunch?
Oh, you need
Fuel.
some.
Lunch?
Lunch. Munchies.
Need a bunch of MREs.
Oh, I love MREs. I love them to death.
What are you talking about? The new MREs are actually pretty decent, except for the vegetarian substitutes. Those are awful.
No, I like the older ones. When they still came in the tan little packs. The
tan and green.
Yeah. Now, yeah, they are different now, huh?
Speaking of munches
Oh,
and
Blue, get you some
420,
sea rations. That'll take you there.
Morocco is actually the world's largest producer of hashish and weed.
So you're having a good time over there, huh, Barty?
No, those days are behind me. I smoked my wagon and drank my wagon.
I'm older than you. What do you mean those days are behind you? You can still do it.
Hey, Sean.
Oh,
isn't there a giant fish?
The fuck
Isn't
are
there
you
a
doing
giant
here?
fish in Morocco? Well, I came in here to see if there was any stupid in here.
We're all stupid in here.
Or apparently we're all fucking idiots. According to
We're
Tony.
all fucking idiots.
Oh, freaking idiots.
Oh, Tony, it's what you said earlier. I missed that.
Hang on. How can Toady say that after his incident at the lay-by?
Wait. Did you?
He can say it. He can say it when he forgets to turn off his microphone.
Digital. You didn't hear that earlier.
Well, sorry. Some of us like sleep in the future, because it's like 8:20 in the morning.
Good morning.
No, it's not. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Anyway,
it's 8:23. I have evidence.
So
because I just woke up and I've got coffee.
So Toady jumps onto the panel, right? And I guess he didn't know he was unmuted. And all we hear at the end of I think, was it Montreal? Someone had just finished talking, and all you hear is, fucking idiots, or freaking idiots. And he goes,
everybody in here is a freaking idiot.
Yeah, freaking retard. Then he goes,
freaking retards, I think was what I said.
Yeah,
actually.
And he's like, am I online?
Well, then I realised, the problem is, it's this Discord, right? I can't be doing with Discord, It's, it's a bad program.
Toady.
It's an awesome program. We just need to figure out how to use it.
Yeah, it's not
I'm not sure it's awesome, is it, really?
It's operator error.
I think
it's in awe.
Likely operator error, yes.
Yes, now who's the retard?
So, Toady, you were referring to me, were you?
It wasn't you, Sean.
I think it was
you see,
Barney
that's Sean's perception. It was Barney, actually.
Idiots or retards is plural.
Yeah, exactly. He was.
It
wasn't you, Montreal, by the way. I wouldn't be that rude to you. I would to
Barney. Just to Barney.
That's unfair. Not to Barney.
He was referring to 7 of my 12 personalities.
So, have you solved everything now? Is it all sorted out while I've been on errands?
We've kind of been just BSing the whole time.
Oh.
I think we stopped talking about the moon about 45 minutes ago. But hey,
Sean, if we're up.
Toady, it's been mud wrestling talk ever since.
There we go. See, it's my favorite topic. Yeah.
Don't say that. Yeah, I was gonna say. Toadie's like, I gotta go, guys. Research time.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on which type of mud wrestling we're talking about. Toady may be interested in some of the mud wrestling.
Oh, I know he is.
Yeah. Turn on your interior light.
I'm interested in any kind of mud wrestling. Yeah.
Even in a
no mud wrestling. Oh no! Well, what's that? Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
It's
Truck
a thing,
stop mud wrestling,
but it's not what you think, Toady.
Yeah, well, I can imagine it's not what I think. So no, I'm definitely not.
We should start sumo mud wrestling for Toady. Overweight Japanese guys wrestling in mud.
No. I think I'm slowly, Barney. That's it.
I think I'm going to, prove my definition. I am interested in one type of mud wrestling and one type of mud wrestling only.
I didn't know you like pigs, Toady.
Yeah, exactly. And you can make your own assumptions about that. Right, I've got to go. I've got to go and try and do my moon experiment because we've got a lovely full moon here, and the moon is out and very bright. I'll speak to you, friendly people, later. Just
have a good one.
Yeah, just be careful you don't freeze in the moonlight.
I wonder if that's
is he freezing ants? Is he freezing ants? I need to know.
Those flat Earth cold moon experiments would be awesome to do in the Sahara, because the temperature difference between night and day, with all the water gone, is like 30 degrees.
More than that.
Right.
It's huge.
At night,
you freeze at night. People don't realize that.
It's near freezing. So I'm there now, and it's nighttime. It's winter time. At night, it's near freezing, and daytime, it's 25, 28 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
In the UK, it's 3 degrees centigrade at the moment, which is 37.4 Fahrenheit.
And it's all due to the lack of water. Water is a huge heat sink, right? It has huge capacity for storing and releasing heat. So if it's really, really, really dry, the temperature swings become huge.
Well, it's 65.
Sorry, I'm just fascinated. I'm just fascinated by that because I'm freezing at the moment, and I was cooking just a couple of hours ago.
Damn, that must be a shock. Going out there from somewhere here, like for me, it'd be like hot, freezing. Like I'm confused. I'm going home. It's wrong. Go outside in a tank top. Have to come home in a fucking parka and a full snowsuit. Yeah, it's 65 degrees here in San Diego. I'm pretty upset. I got the heater pumping, long sleeve shirt.
Is that like your opposite snow trip deal, Sean, where you go to the snow for an hour and then head to the beach?
Yep. Absolutely. Well, it's
Sean,
65,
you realize
it's
how
65
funny
degrees. It's too cold to go outside right now. Fuck that.
You realize how funny that sounds to a Canadian, right?
To most of you guys are all that cold shit. Fuck that.
I'll go swimming down there now, man. I'll go swimming.
Put it this way, our low tonight in San Diego will be 46. I wouldn't be caught dead outside right at 46 degrees. Fuck that.
Okay, 46 is a different story, but 65 we can work with.
Put it this way,
Sean,
if I go outside right now, I'm
you
putting
are
on
a
sweater.
wuss.
No, I'm not.
You are a wuss. You are. It's 59 degrees Fahrenheit here. I'm sitting in a t-shirt and a pair of sweatpants. No heater, no air conditioner.
Have you ever launched yourself down a mountain on a bicycle?
Sean, we're talking about your present situation.
No, it's not a present situation. It's been a situation my whole damn life. I've lived here my whole life.
No, you're okay. Your current situation, where you are with the heater on.
Mm-hmm. In my room.
Yeah, you're in 65. It's 59 here.
That's cold.
And you're saying it's cold.
That's very cold.
15 degrees centigrade. That's not cold.
Yeah, yes, it is.
You're
To someone from San Diego, yeah, that's freezing.
Mm-hmm. See,
that's soft.
It's almost 80.
Soft.
No, almost
wait. Is that soft or is it smart? Because all you dumb motherfuckers keep living in places where it goes below the freezing mark. You know what that means, right? That means you live in your fucking freezers.
Sean.
You got us there, guys.
Yeah, Sean, I
Only
just
for
have to
7
correct
days out of
you.
the year.
Sorry, I have to correct you, Sean. Over 2019, it never dropped below 1 degree here in South Australia.
Still too cold. It should never drop below 0. What the fuck is that? That shouldn't even be a word.
4 degrees, overcast, winds light and variable.
Just pick your units right. Talk about Kelvin, and you're set.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, there were days where it would say, okay, well, it's going to be minus 12. Well, then you go out and you cross over the bridge to cross into Pittsburgh or something like that, and it's like negative 35.
Oh, you guys say these words and they don't make any sense. You guys are like flat earthers.
All right, Sean, I'll make some sense to you real fast. We had a Machado train black belt stop by the mat last night.
Holy shit.
And I felt like day one again. He said, hey, check this out. See if you can get out of my guard. That's not humanly possible, I found out.
Nah. I've had that situation. I did that with, I rolled with Eddie Bravo a few times. He did that a few times. Because I asked him, there was a good year where I was rolling no-gi, and I'd only roll against like the 10th Planet guys. And at the time, he didn't know that I knew a lot of the guys that were training there because of the tournaments that we had done. And I basically went a good year of just learning how to fucking avoid their little lockdowns and shit like that. But yeah, you go against you can't even call him a black belt.
Call that man a legend.
Exactly. Like, yeah, that's a whole different realm. Matter of fact, yesterday I was watching on YouTube a bunch of black belts. They go to and do a damn. Where's the tip of my tongue?
Sean, have you seen what GPS posted in live text. A woman has been found guilty of getting her ex-husband and lover to fight to the death.
Bitch.
I don't know. Maybe she. I don't know how to say this. Maybe that was really good.
There's only one word that describes that, and that's gullible.
I don't know. Like I said,
What?
man. How do you know she
do you
didn't
know
do
if
that
you say
special thing?
orange?
How do you know she didn't do that special thing really well?
No, if you say orange slow enough, it sounds like gullible.
Yeah, everyone doing that. Where's Toady when you need him?
Gullible. You're right.
Sean.
Oh man, looking at the Fahrenheit scale, I could actually get used to that. That's the full gamut of temperatures in Croatia, from 0 to 100.
Well, here in San Diego, we don't do below 58, and we don't. It never goes above 98, so we're in a good place.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Where I'm at
here.
goes typically between 25 to 105. So.
Hey, you want some reality for your ass? Put it this way, I'm 38 years old. I've only seen it snow, like actually seen snow falling 3 times my whole life.
I've never seen it.
One lucky man.
I've never seen it.
You ever seen snow?
Well, y'all need to go visit. Y'all need to go visit northern New York or Wisconsin in the middle of winter. That'll fix your snow forever.
Nope. Yeah, put it this way. I know my family comes from. They're all from the East Coast, and when I talk about wanting to go to the mountain when I was a kid, going to the mountains, and even now when I tell them I'm going to the mountains, they all look at me like I'm stupid. Like, why do you want to go to the snow? Like, we all left a place, so we never had to deal with snow. I'm like, I'm a San Diego baby. That's exactly what happens. We're amazed by it. We're like, cold stuff here.
Yeah, short. It's people who are fucked up evolutionary design. The fact that we want moderate climates to live and prosper. Oh no, let's go to the snow.
Yeah, that's what we do. Go to the snow to have fun for an hour or two. Go surfing.
Then go to the beach.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I got my winter survival badge in the Scouts. We camped out. It was minus 40 C. For our American brothers, that's the same thing as Fahrenheit. It equalizes at that temperature. And basically, we had to sleep outside because there was snow broke the door, and we were in like open air almost.
Nope, not me. That's too cold. Yeah, my dad used to tell me about, because he grew up in New York. You know, him and his brother used to go camping or hunting all the time, and he used to tell me stories about everything. But luckily for me, I mean, I know I could survive on a snowy night in the middle of nowhere because he did teach me, you know, little like tricks, like, you know, your heater, your stove or your lamp, the right type of tent and all that kind of stuff for that. And I learned a lot, but I'll avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, my favorite is when I talk to my family up north, and you know, they this time of year, and they say stuff like, "I just got done shoveling the walk," and I say, "Well, I just got back from the ocean, so
from swimming." Yeah, and that's the other thing. That is one thing I do like, because I do a lot of backpacking, and I've backpacked through the mountains, you know, after storms and stuff. At a certain temperature, let's keep it real. I mean, I've been around 15 degrees, 10 degrees, shit like that. But I like it because it's not wet. I'm used to wet snow. You guys know what that is. You know, most of the time when we go up to our mountains for snow, to play in the snow and shit, it's around 38 to 42. So it becomes, you know, the wet snow. That's bad. Walking in the rain and in wet snow is probably the worst ever. But when it gets cold, the best part about backpacking in snow, if it's cold enough, is that it's not. That's great. I like that.
Yeah, Sean Smith, isn't it fun to know that whenever your family's knocking snow off their boots, you're not knocking snow?
Brian's borrowed Crash's internet.
That means talk, people.
Yeah, it was all that talk about rain and snow. Made sure need to go to the toilet.
He could have just went on air.
Yeah, he could have streamed on stream. But
Yeah,
then he
stop
would have been
jumping up and
eligible.
down.
Yeah, he would have been eligible for something if he did that.
Gentlemen, I'm going to take off. Sean, thanks a lot. Good night, everybody.
See you later.
Was a great show.
It's always a great show.
Blue, I liked how QE cut up your the upload you did when he cut up your what you were talking about on Jose's channel. He cut that up pretty well.
He did. He did a number on it. I felt somewhat obligated to share the actual version with people.
Did he use some form of incredulity to clip certain sections?
He just basically fucking lied. That's what QE does.
Oh, so the regular shtick.
Yeah, no different.
He didn't lie. He just didn't tell the truth.
He just forgot to tell the truth. That's all.
Yeah, did he have any of his pretty pink headlines for any of his information? I haven't seen.
Oh.
Because when he
Not
makes
really
his
sure either.
presentations... Sorry, Blue.
I'm not sure where that even came from. Somebody sent it to me on Discord. I'm not sure where he did that. All it was audio when I got it. That QE's such a lying fuck.
No, really?
Yeah, he makes his presentations look like it was done by a sixth grader.
By the crayon munchers he keeps talking about?
Yeah. Pretty much.
What was that quote? I neither have the time nor the crayons to explain this to you.
The other one is, have you ever spoken to someone and thought you have the IQ of a fucking crayon?
Yeah, I'm surprised the Christians haven't gone after QE with as much as he lies. I swear he's the devil.
Have a good one, Montreal.
No,
There you go. Oh, yeah, he left.
No, he left.
Yeah, he just typed in the YouTube chat. Good night.
No, he did say goodbye.
I wasn't here.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Why weren't you here?
Well, fine.
You missed the most important event of the evening.
I was taking a piss, Barney. Sorry. Sitting in a chair for 3 hours does that.
Did you?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you took a piss in a chair.
I'm not Riley.
You should stream from the toilet. That way you don't have to get up.
I don't know how it works in Croatia, but we use chairs to sit in. We don't usually hang out there for days or anything. It's not like a hangout or something, you know.
I don't know. Sometimes it's just the escape you need.
It's the release you need.
Lucky. I'm not here anymore.
What did Crash do? Crash like mess up everyone's connection. I didn't hear you, Barney.
That's okay. I wasn't saying anything intelligent.
God, I'm gonna clip that Toady comments. I'm gonna start using that.
Oh my god! Every time GPS posts something, I feel more and more disturbed.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Church of the Flat Earth.
Is that a real thing?
Have a look. It's in Discord.
Nope. I'm going to.
Okay. I know you won't because like you're done.
Less. Yeah, fake ass. Fuck that.
No,
So-
but it's basically tantamount to cult status.
So just from reading it, where it says to observe creation is a spiritual quest. I don't know how I feel about that statement.
Yeah, that's not part of my journey.
Would you like me to tell you how you feel about that statement?
Oh, please do.
You undoubtedly feel that it is a complete pile of horseshit.
You're right. That's exactly how I feel.
Uh-oh. Quantum Racer has someone running.
Huh?
What?
The Quantum Eraser has someone in the running that, can tell people what they think and how they feel.
Oh.
Is Brian rubbed off, man? I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Certainly am I funny.
Speaking of religion, I had a horrible thing today.
Did anybody read that whole?
Damn, no name.
Sorry.
You super cut off.
I didn't realize I had myself muted. My bad.
No, it's been talking for 20 odd minutes and didn't realize he was muted.
I'm so happy.
No, I had my headphones muted.
Oh, you're on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, on your cell phones it doesn't show here.
Yeah,
Like
I apologize.
It's okay. So, speaking of religion, I did a horrible thing today. Fear of Islam. I literally used Islamophobia. Get them to this tree. Told them something like the punishment for the crime of theft here is cutting off your hands, and I don't know what the other laws are. So stay by me and behave. Because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh, that's some shit you never.
Welcome to the desert.
What?
What?
What? Oh, Carlos is back. Carlos, can you turn your mic down, please?
Yes, sir. I'm on.
Why are
Carlos,
you yelling?
Carlos, can you please come into the state where your microphone is?
Would that make his microphone now?
Then.
Yeah,
Marnie,
Sean's got it. Yeah, you can never be in the now.
Then.
You can't be in the now because as soon as you realize that you're in the now, then it's in the past.
Yep.
Nah.
Nuh-uh.
Causality, motherfucker.
Hey, I don't cross that you.
That wasn't directed at you, Carlos.
Or a complete sentence, Carlos. What are you doing, Carlos? Why do you keep popping in and out? Just stay here, damn it.
Well, I'm just,
Oh.
yeah.
Now, everyone may have thought he cut out there, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Well, people, I think this is the end. How long is your video, Carlos?
My video is about 7 minutes long.
I'm wondering if I want to play it.
Come on, man.
I gotta find it first.
It's about 7 inches.
Yeah, no, 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Well, that's only theoretically.
Carlos. And to that, we're going to be looking at.
Hey, Carlos?
Yeah.
Either you made that upload a long time ago, or your facial hair grows like a fucking werewolf.
Yeah.
Which one?
International man of mystery.
That was a question. Say it again.
I said both statements are true.
Jeez. I had it. I thought I had it. Hang on. I had it up, but not on the link I could share. I don't know where it is. I think I just started it over. You gotta share it again if you want me to play it. I'm down. Actually, don't. I'm not gonna play it. Share your fucking link to your page. I'll do that. Why? There you go.
I just shared it on the chat, man. Come on.
I know, but
just share half of it.
So let me explain. I'm on my OBS. OBS has a new feature where I actually have the YouTube chat on my OBS. I clicked the link, and that's how I asked the question I made because I saw you, obviously. But I can't share my OBS browser that I'm looking at. So when I went back to the chat, I refreshed my chat box. So that link isn't even in here anymore.
I just posted it again.
I don't see that.
Sean, this sounds like a lot of excuses.
Yeah. Are they good ones?
I don't know.
I'll work on them better. I'll make another list. Yeah, but I put your link up. It's out there now, Carlos. Let me see. Anybody else have anything going on? I think you're.
Yeah, I just uploaded a video.
Is that another one, or is it the same one? Oh, it is the same one. Okay, so this is the link to the actual upload we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I got more coming though. 2020 is gonna be the year I want to make money on YouTube again.
Good luck. Good fucking luck. Good luck, friend.
I still got $70 I made 3 years ago, and right before they changed the rules, so I can't even claim it because I gotta make. I made $70, and then they cut me off, and it's just sitting there.
Next January, it'll be 2021. It'll be the year for me.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's the worst part about that. People don't understand. On YouTube, if you don't make $100, you don't get your fucking money. You have to actually hit a threshold before they will send you anything. And I'm gonna tell you now, it's not easy to do, especially because they take a percentage of everything that they don't show you. That's why I hate fucking super chats so fucking much. I'd rather people do PayPal. Fuck YouTube.
You're welcome, Sean.
Yeah, I thank you for that.
Yeah, I know. Just putting it out there that PayPal is the best way to give money to people that you appreciate.
And if you do that, just tag me and I'll read whatever comment you put in it. I like
or
that part.
cash.
Huh?
Or cash. Just show up, hand me cash, and we'll be good.
Yeah, I'll give you guys my address if you want to just bring some cash over. That works too.
It'll cost him like $1,500 in fuel and travel to give you $10 in cash.
Then make it worth it. Shit. If you got that kind of money, why don't you just Western Union it to me?
Fuck. Why you got to think outside the box?
I don't know. Sorry, it's a fall. I guess that's what keeps me from going to each and one of your guys' house and having these conversations.
Wait, what conversation is that? I mean, if you want to come over to my house and have this conversation, that's fine.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to do it with each and every one of you. Barney isn't even within walking distance.
Yeah, well, neither am I.
You don't count.
Hey.
Wait. Well, being in the southern hemisphere, I mean, you don't exist. So
real shit, you don't. Australia is not even
Yeah,
real.
I might just talk to Rich and see if that changes things.
That's
Sean.
fucked up. Why you gotta be like that? Yeah. That's not okay. I don't like this. I shouldn't have to
Well,
be.
you started it.
I shouldn't have to be nice to. I shouldn't have to be nice to fucking Australians, so they don't go back and talk to Rich.
Yeah, well, you want to come here, right? And
Yeah.
you're ragging shit on the people you're coming to see.
No, just you. Everyone else is fine.
yeah, he doesn't hate everybody as much as he hates you. That's what he's trying to say.
I don't hate Davros. I just don't like him that much.
Sure,
it's a gradient scale.
Yeah, it is. It is a gradient scale. Like the difference between how correct I am compared to how correct Sean is.
Oh, there's a big gap there too.
Yeah,
I'm always correct and you're never right. It's just the way it is.
Well,
now I can give you the information to be correct. I can even allow you to say the correct things, but it never makes me wrong.
Yeah, but I was never a flat earther.
Sorry, I don't. Then why do you know about it? Why are you here? I just realized that people who were never flat earthers, you motherfuckers sought out flat earthers.
Sort out.
It actually may be a little worse if you weren't a flat earther in this community.
Actually, I'll tell my story of how I found it.
You guys should have seen Flat Earth and turned off your computers. You didn't.
Well, actually, it was the fact that I saw. I think it was. I'm not sure if it was either Vsauce's or Simon Whistler's video that they did on the flat Earth, and then that's what got me interested. That there's actually these kinds of people still sprouting this stuff from the 1800s. I'm like, hang on, I've got to have a look at this. And then the next thing I saw was Professor Stick.
Wait. They weren't even talking. That's the funny part. 1800s, they didn't think the Earth was flat. They thought it was geocentric. They just didn't think it spun.
Robotham is from the 1800s.
Yeah, but wasn't he like real shit? Wasn't that like I don't even care. Never mind. I really don't. I don't
Fucking
even
hell,
care.
Sean.
I was gonna say something else and completely just forgot.
Yeah, that's all right, Sean. We'll leave that topic.
Why? It's because I'm high.
Oh, that's okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's just decided. You know, I'm not sure if you guys noticed or not, but the past month or two, I just decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna get as high as possible for every stream. Great.
It makes you ask more questions.
That's for damn sure. Again, your mic is so loud, Carlos. You gotta turn it down so we can understand what you're saying. Oh, and speak English. Hey, wait, dang. Hey, Carlos.
What, baby?
Don't do that. Not in public.
What?
What's up with the other night? You going on Jose's and speaking Spanish?
What about it?
You weren't translating. We made an agreement.
Hey, Jose didn't go live once.
What?
I said he didn't go live with his Spanish show yet.
Yeah, but he was live, and you guys were speaking Spanish, and I had no idea what you were saying.
Then get over it.
Huh?
I said get over it. He started it. I just
All right. Carlos's name's coming off my stream bot.
Hey, anytime you want, I can interpret for you. Sean.
Okay, interpret it now. You said you would do it. What was said that night?
Okay. I can't remember now.
Carlos partaking too, huh?
I remember. He said, okay, tell us your last thoughts in Spanish. But I said, I'm going to wait until you have your actual show in Spanish to speak in Spanish. And that's all I said.
That's what I'll do. I'll avoid you portraying me again. And what I'll do is once you guys do that stream, I'll just replay Jose's stream on my stream, and I'll just get all of you guys that were on that stream to come back onto my panel and translate everything each and every one of you guys said.
There you go. That would be a dumpster fire.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. I will see if it
You know, what you want to see is a lot of people stumbling, trying to interpret, their native language to English, and just really stumbling all over the place.
Okay, I have another question. Who the hell is that guy that goes on there? Seems pretty damn smart. That Spanish guy that I guess runs. I think he runs a primarily Spanish stream. I think, right?
Oh, Jolu.
Hugo.
Yeah.
Oh, Hulu.
What's that guy's story? I don't know who he is. I heard him at the tail end of the other day's conversation, and then he came in yesterday, but I think someone cut him off pretty good. He just stopped talking.
Yeah, go to his channel.
The avatar with the crazy hair and the glass.
Yeah. He does science and other stuff, but he does it in both languages.
See, I went on his site and I only saw them. I clipped out a few of them but they're all Spanish.
He's a Latino Rumpus.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Wait, I thought he was talking to him like respectfully and shit like that. Or does he not do that?
I can remember now. All I know is that he was a little bit long.
Well, usually smart people can be pretty long-winded. Barney.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Carlos, you got to understand, when you're trying to explain something complicated and you have to dumb it down, you have to use many, many, many short words.
Barney's like our Feynman.
Explain the difference between an infrared thermometer and
I will.
thermostat.
I will not locute in concise terms with my interlocutors.
10-4.
I have no idea what you just said. No clue at all.
In other words, he won't use correct speak to talk to you about the subject you're asking about.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the question? I was looking into something else. Can you hear? Why was I summoned?
I don't think there was a question. Oh, I think Carlos was going to ask you a question, something, then you answered. I was just telling or someone said that we were talking about that new guy that's on that comes on Jose's panels, the physicist dude or whatever. And someone said that he was long-winded, and I said usually the smarter people are long-winded, and I said like Barney.
No, thank you.
My God,
Professor Phil.
Yeah, no. I don't remember his name. You guys want to say it again? Something.
Hulo.
I don't know. Arden is quite the opposite, and he's also long-winded.
Riley's another one that's pretty long-winded.
Oh Lord,
no. There's a difference though, because when Barney will explain stuff, he's explaining it through, whereas in what's his name? Damn, I completely just what the hell? Brain fart. What's the guy's name I was just talking about?
Arwen?
No, what the fuck would I talk about Arwen for?
Julo or Julopu.
No, there was something else. I forgot.
Joe Lupa.
I only remember
Joe
what
Lupa.
I'm saying at this point now.
Sounds like the eagle landed right on your head.
Well, that was about an hour ago. I've just been chilling on that. I've been chilling on the perch. Something about somebody doing something, I forget.
You like the font on my video?
I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, that's right. You don't support my channel.
Of course not. I don't support your channel yet. I've shared your link.
Wow,
shared your page.
That
your
sounds
channel.
like Carlos is begging.
I know, right?
Watch my shit. Subscribe to my channel. PayPal me at unirock.com.
Plant your seed.
Let me help you out, Carlos. My platform is not the platform to promote your shit and think it's going to help. Nah, I'm not one of them big platforms. And all the people that... Go ahead.
I was just getting some crap about my font because it looks like a VHS on-screen display, and that's literally what the name of that font is called. VHS always
trying to look old.
Making an old school video.
Retro. That's all.
You know, you were.
That
That's
means
crazy,
old.
Carlos. You're part of the generation that doesn't know what VHS is. Oh, you know what it is, but you know what I mean.
No, in the contrary.
Huh?
I grew up with VHS and cassettes. I'm 30.
You just turned 30. Shut up.
Wow, 30.
Yeah, but he's never seen like a laser disc.
Hang on, I have actually. Let me rephrase that. I'm 30, and I grew up in Central America in a third world country.
All right, that's better. Yeah, thanks for clarifying.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
There you go.
He still knows what VHS is.
Oh yeah.
About that.
I had my first CD back in '86.
Your what? You said CD?
Yeah.
That means you're old.
Back in '86.
How old are you, Davros?
Sean, I'm almost 6 years older than you, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're old.
Let's see.
I bought my first CD in 1990.
Is that short for some form of a communicable disease?
Here. I remember fixing my audio tapes with a piece of clear tape and then rewinding it with a ink pen.
Yeah,
so you could re-record.
Bic. Clear Bic. Because they were the best.
Clear Bic. Perfect. It fit. It was like
Yep.
I used to get my brother's tapes and pull that shit out on purpose just to do that. Until it got tangled up and he beat my ass for doing it.
Hey, I remember making drawings on a Macintosh computer, and then printing it out with one of those cassette cartridge, ink cartridge.
Ka-chink. Ka-chink.
Like dot matrix, yeah.
Yes, dot matrix. I remember doing that.
That's all we used in school was Macintoshes for the newspaper and the yearbook.
We had
pretty advanced editing software for the early 90s compared to...
We had Honeywells.
I took printmaking. I didn't even mess around with the computers. I was more hands-on with it.
I had computer class. I just never learned how to type. Everything else was easy. Yeah, that's right. I'm a finger typer.
Hunt and Peck.
I played Oregon Trail.
Hunt and Peck, yeah.
Oh, I remember Oregon Trail. That was the fucking greatest game in the world. I played that 5 or 6 months ago on my computer.
Oh, yeah.
And I almost fucking threw up out of boredom. So pissed off. I was like, this is not what I remember.
Had slide rules, you little spoiled fuckers.
I'm sorry, we were writing on tablets and shit. And when I say tablets, I mean large rocks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I had to learn how to use a line of chords.
I don't even know what that means.
What the fuck is that? Oh, jeez.
A line of chords? Is that like different chord length?
Well, so it's a particular type of ruler, and so you spread it out to create a diameter, and you use it to spread your compass on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take the compass, and the compass basically lays wherever you set it on that ruler, as in, like, if you wanted to make a 45-degree angle with a rounded edge.
Yep.
Gotcha. I just didn't know the name of it.
That's because over in Australia they use weird words that aren't correct as well.
Funny thing is, it was invented by a fucking American.
Why do you guys say it like that? Damn.
No. Because you gave me shit. I'm gonna bag on your country.
It's a little unfair.
Yeah, you claim I'm Australian and we do weird things using your technology.
Mine was a personal insult at you. Yours is a personal insult at the country. That's rude. See, I'm right. Exactly.
Yeah, foreigner.
Yeah, you are.
Don't attack the person, attack the idea.
Yeah, that's why I attack the country and not the people.
But if you attack the person, it digs just a little bit better.
Yeah, fuck that. It's digital. Attack digital. Damn it.
Yep. Exactly.
He's the one that took on the whole goddamn country.
Actually, someone just asked a decent question. So, if Pearl Harbor was fake, does that mean that the attack on Darwin was fake as well?
Attack on Darwin? What's that?
Who gives a shit about an attack on Darwin?
The Japanese attacked Darwin in 1942?
It's that god-forgotten place up northwest, right?
North. Directly north.
Of who?
Of Australia.
Thank you. You're like north of where? It's not north of me. It's east. Probably even a little south.
I thought it was something like directly north of Perth. It's not?
Directly north of Adelaide.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
I have my
You can almost draw a straight line. You can almost draw a straight line between Adelaide, Alice Springs, and Darwin.
How far away is it from the Great Fence?
Oh, you mean the rabbit-proof fence?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Darwin is your guys' Pearl Harbor.
Pretty much, yeah. Also, the fact we had a Japanese mini-sub come into Sydney Harbour.
Unknown?
Well, they got to the harbour and then they ran out of oxygen.
Wait, what? Wait, so a Japanese submarine goes into your guys' harbor.
Mini-sub. Mini-sub, so it only had 2 people in it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it was one of those ones, huh?
Yeah, they forgot to surface in time to replenish their oxygen.
But didn't that also mean that they had to have launched from a sub or something like that? I mean, they don't have any ally bays in that area.
What? So you're telling me that the Japanese hadn't taken over almost the whole of the Philippines back in the 1940s?
I don't know. Tell me.
Oh, Sean.
I'm sorry. We all don't
I hate
know
it when you're
everything.
super high.
I'm not.
I hate it when you're super high.
I've already started mellowing out. I'm asking you a question. You want to be serious? I didn't even know the bombing of Darwin even happened until 2 minutes ago.
That is
Do you
the
know
only
where
time.
Midway is, Sean?
Yep.
Yeah. So all around that area was part of the war. The Japanese had control over that area, and Midway was where we started taking ships in and things like that.
Oh, in preparation. Oh, okay. I see now. So that was the scare that we knew that they had the capability. So wait.
Yeah, as the Allies, that's where ships started coming in to kind of like start pushing stuff back. But that whole area was basically under their. Yeah, it was pretty huge.
Yeah, the Battle of Midway, Sean, is like basically the foray into World War II for the Americans.
I still think the rabbit fence story is a better story to tell. Hey, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how China has the Great Wall as the greatest wall in the world?
Yeah.
Australia has the Great Fence, which is the greatest fence in the world. And it goes from north shore of the Australia to the south shore of the Australia, cutting the continent in half. And it's literally a wire fence.
Holy shit.
Why? Because some asshole bought a farm in Australia, like an English guy, and said, "Hey, I want to hunt rabbits," and he imported some rabbits from England. And rabbits did what rabbits do. They bred. And they bred so much because there was nothing to eat them.
Exponential.
That they overpopulated Australia and ate it to smithereens. And they had to build a huge fucking fence to stop them reaching the other half of the continent.
That's insane. But they call it
It's a great story.
They call it a dingo fence.
No, it's rabbit
everywhere.
fence.
Rabbits are fucking everywhere, man. No fence, done nothing.
And then my favorite part is, didn't you guys bring in fucking cats to fix that problem?
No.
What did you bring the cats in for?
No, the cats came with the first fleet.
They're just domestic cats, man, that got out. Like,
it's
we
insane, dude.
Introduce them into the wild or anything. Now, the other dumb thing we've done is the cane toad up north. Anything that eats it, it's fucking poisonous. So it's killing like all our wildlife, our snakes, all that dumb shit that wants to eat it.
And then, okay, so I was watching this thing last night. Damn, this is actually perfect for the topic. I was watching this thing on YouTube last night about how Australia's actually, I'm sorry, you guys are fucking idiots. Basically, zoos and we have a wild animal park here, but zoos in particular, a lot of them have the breeding programs. I didn't know this. Australia refuses to have a breeding program with anyone. They won't let you breed Tasmanian devils anywhere else. They won't let you do with the not kangaroos. What was it? Was it koalas? It was koalas. There's quite a few of those animals. Platypus. I know a lot of them. But they won't let any other countries have one for breeding.
We should make flat Earth breeding illegal.
It's not even. It has nothing to do with that. Why do you always got to bring it there, Carlos? That's why no one wants to watch it.
So what, Sean? We don't want you to have grubby animals, mate, all right? You don't know how to handle them. They'll probably hurt you and then take over the world. Then we'd have to deal with it.
Okay, wait. We don't know how to handle them.
Carlos?
You are the place with the problem.
Which
Carlos, eugenics are never the solution.
Well, I'd take care of your rabbit problem, but, you all can't have any guns down there.
We got guns. Fuck me dead.
Wait, you guys can't have guns either?
Sean, we've been through this.
I know, it's fucking rich. No, but Australia really is. Where's Toady? Fucking idiots. Yeah, I didn't know that though.
Some people have done some dumb shit while not understanding our environment completely.
But that's insane though.
That's happened in plenty of countries.
Where? Name one.
Oh yeah, dude, we've got pythons.
What happened to the photo?
You're right.
We've got pythons over here growing in the Everglades.
But our problem pales in comparison to their cane toads and cat and rabbit problem. Like those.
Hey, that's an example of geoengineering.
Put this
bring a pair of rabbits somewhere where there's nothing to hunt them.
But that's what was it? Damn it! Think.
Just look up invasive species, Sean.
Yeah,
have a list of fucking shit that shouldn't be in places where it is.
90% of your animals are the most dangerous and only known to there. And it's like, Jesus Christ, let them go. That's a problem. You guys don't let us take any of them.
And none of them eat rabbits.
Well, cats did. But that's the other thing. You make it seem like domestic cats are the issue. Man, it's your country because we got cats
domestic
too.
Domestic cats are an issue, man. Feral cats are an issue, especially for our bird wildlife.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the crazy part. I've never we have to compare it. It'd be like our boar problem, but you guys have that problem with cats. That is insane. Put it this way, people. In Australia, it's like open season for hunting cats.
Yeah, feral ones. Yeah. All right. There's been sightings of
black.
Hey, Sean. There's been sightings of big black cats, right? Especially in Victoria, and people just think that they're massive feral cats, like domesticated cats.
But how big though?
So,
Like cat size or
like big enough where they're saying that it's a fucking panther.
Oh shit! What if it is a panther?
Well, there's actually a story about a circus that released a couple of pairs of panthers back in the day.
Is it folklore thing or?
Yeah, sort of.
That's crazy. The country, that place is so big, and you guys are so confused.
I've told you about the pigs as well. Like we've got them in like New South Wales and Queensland and that, but we've got the Murray River that runs along the border of New South Wales and Victoria, and so the pigs aren't actually in Victoria, and it's illegal to have pigs in Victoria. I'm pretty
for that reason.
Release them or anything, yeah, because they'll just destroy the land.
Same. Yeah, you guys got issues. This is crazy to me. God, like, where you guys going? We're gonna go hunt some cats. Mountain lions? No, house cats. And weren't they paying?
Hey, it's
weren't they paying for that? Huh?
They were at one stage, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we have the same problem with hogs here.
Mm-hmm.
They tear up everything.
Yep. I'm trying to go boar hunting in up Northern California in the next couple weeks. I hope that'd be fucking badass. Buddy of mine's going up there. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to yet.
I was supposed to go like right after Christmas, but yeah, the river was too high. It was like 9 foot above where it normally is, so we couldn't even get down the boat launch.
Damn, Florida's a crazy place too. Florida, the last thing you would think you'd have in Florida are panthers, mountain lions, or whatever you want to call them, pumas. But there's a lot of them out there, isn't there? Not a lot.
They're not nearly as prevalent as they used to be, but there's still panthers down here. They roam around in the Everglades,
That's crazy.
and then further up north as well. But even those are because of all the building and stuff going on down here.
Yeah,
a lot of the areas get taken over.
That's fucking insane. Yeah, last night I was over at the little vegan Discord server, having a conversation with them, which is a very odd situation to have. But trying to explain to them why hunting is necessary was like pulling fucking teeth. Until I threw I ended that whole conversation by going, so are you ready to move out of your house and live in the woods? Why the fuck would I do that? Because you killed a lot. There's a lot of animals killed in the process of that town you live in. And then they go, well, maybe you shouldn't be here, and they mute me and all that crap. It's fucking so weird. It's like the most polite. Yeah. It's like being politely muted and kicked. It's weird. It's so weird. Like they don't get all
maybe you
irate
shouldn't
and yell.
be here.
Yeah, they
okay.
they just suggest that you shouldn't be in the conversation.
Oh, so it's like when I go into the Discord server and put something in the chat most of the time. I'm just kidding.
Fuck vegans.
But yeah, we have problems with the hogs, and they're like open season down here. You know, you go out onto state land, you can take your rifle with you and take one down.
I want to. Fuck. Texas does fucking machine guns and shit. That is so fucking badass. I didn't realize how much money was into that.
Hunting hogs? Yeah, there's big money in that.
Because I thought like you were allowed to open season hunt with anything, blah blah blah. But I thought like the states were paying, because I know a lot of places do it that way too, where the state pays for to control the population or something. They'll hire a company. But in Texas, I guess what a lot of them do is they'll hire a company that actually just takes tourists out for hunting. But the guy was using, I think he was using an AR, and like he was saying, on any given night of the properties he's contracted to work on. He says he'll shoot fucking 20 to 50 hogs a night. But he was like, we're not even putting a dent in the population. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no, they have it bad. They have it bad.
Yeah, it's to the point like the baby pigs, they pop them too. They don't give a fuck. They just don't care. I watched the film and they were just like with AR and night vision, just popping baby fucking boars everywhere. I was like, damn. That's when shit gets real. On national TV, they're showing it too.
Yeah, no. My coworker was just telling me about how he went out hunting with his brother, and they went out and caught 15 of them, 15 30-pound pigs or something like that. He said they were feeding them and everything, trying to trap them so they could catch them.
Yes, insane. From what I was talking about, or the thing I was watching, Nick, everyone kept saying like they don't eat the meat and all that kind of stuff. Boar meat is fucking awesome.
Yeah, you put it in a smoker, you let it smoke it, and if you let it bleed out right, and then let it age a little bit, and then smoke it, it comes out really tender.
Shit, I know people that eat weird ass shit. I know a guy. He was part here in California. There was a very short period of time, about 3 years, where they were not actively hunting, but looking for certain mountain lions. Our deer population went down. So the mountain lions actually started coming off the hill. And the guy, I don't know the guy, but I know friends of his. He shot the mountain lion. He got the bounty on it. And then he actually eats the meat. Like he goes hunting every other places and actually likes eating predators, and I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world I've ever heard. Not sure if anyone's ever really eaten a predator. It tastes like fucking rubber. Like the texture is like rubber. It's fucking the worst. But that guy, he loves it, I guess. Not very much fat on a predator.
Yeah, I've never, other than, a bear.
That's different.
About the only.
But you gotta remember, bears are omnivores, they're not herbivores. So they are,
Yeah.
They got that mixed out. Because if you do it right and you get a bear right after they hibernate, they're all on berries. Bear tastes like a bear that feeds on primary blueberries at that time. It'll have a tinge of blueberry taste into the meat. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, bear's pretty good.
But
it also depends on the bear too.
Yeah. But a lot of the guys I know that hunt bear are like I've been on hunts with them. I've never shot a bear, but I've been on hunts with them, and they're very selective. I've been out there for 4.5 days, seen 25 bears, and none of them were good enough. I was pissed. Like, let's shoot them fuckers so I can go home.
Yeah. No, but that once you get to a certain point, if there's that much out there to hunt from, then you kind of have to get selective. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times. Probably like the third or fourth time I went elk hunting, and I actually had the opportunity to be very selective. The guy I went out there with, he had grown up in the Arizona area, and basically he was like, "Dude, take your pick." He's like, "Be selective. We're gonna see a lot." I probably saw at least 500 elk that weekend, in total, like throughout the whole weekend. It was I've never seen that many elk in a fucking state, let alone at one time like that, or not one time, but in a trip. But yeah, very selective. That was it wasn't the biggest elk I bagged, but it was probably one of the top ones. That was one that fed me for a very long time. That was before I had a son, so that shit lasted close to almost 13 months.
Yeah. That's how hunting was up in Pennsylvania for deer most of the time. If you had a good property or something like that, or out on in a good area, you could sit out there and just watch the deer, and then say, okay, well, that one looks like the fattest one. You know.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing that was weird when I saw that, because we have a lot of deer, but our deer are still a lot smaller. But I've like places like when I was in Texas, just driving along the highway, it's odd to me to see fucking just hundreds of deer along the road just chilling. I was like, wow, that is insane. Saw a property when I was out there. It was a place they raised reindeer, and they had 9-foot fences. And the friend that was with us at the time that lived in that area was telling us that those 9-foot fences stopped the reindeer, but the regular deer hurdle those things like it's nothing. I've seen a deer jump, but distance wise, I've never seen a deer do 9-foot jump, but apparently it's very easy for them. Imagine a fucking deer jumping over a basketball hoop. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. That's like the spinner sharks. When people talk, have you ever seen a spinner shark jump out of the water?
I don't think so. I'm looking at it right now because usually I have to recap my brain. Spinner shoes. No, I never heard of those ones. What's up? What do they do?
Oh, they jump out of the water. When you hook them, they'll actually jump out of the water like pretty high,
like a swordfish or sailfish.
Yeah.
That is impressive though.
10 or 12 feet in the air. It's pretty impressive.
Well, don't they know that? Well, I don't know about when they're hooked or anything, but great whites do that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing that, I've never seen it in person, but I've watched a lot of shit where you see great whites. It's just I've seen people go like I was watching it and someone go, "That's not even that impressive." But imagine a fucking 4-ton pulling 4 tons out of the water like that. That's insane.
Well, if you've never experienced a fish that's bigger than your boat, you know, a 20-foot boat, you know, if you've never experienced that in life, then you wouldn't understand.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive to see something that big come up out of the water.
My dad used to go fishing, and you know, he'd tell me stories. He explained, you know, it's something you don't do alone, blah blah blah. And then he tells me the story about when he went out and did it alone. And I think it was his first time. He was in I think it was a 19-footer. I think the sailfish was, he said about 14, 15 feet, but he said he hooked it and it launched out of the water a couple times. But then he said one time it launched so high that it felt like it had hang time. and it landed like, I think 10 feet from the boat. My dad said all he could do was throw his pole and get the hell out of there, because a lot of people don't know that they'll actually jump and land in your boat and sink your shit. Like that's how they try to get away. They literally will jump and try to fly out of that hook, and your boat will usually be the victim of it. But yeah, they take out like big boats.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge fish coming down, crashing through fiberglass or wood or whatever. I mean, it just cracks a hole in it.
That's crazy. That's why I don't do fish. I hate fishing. I hate fish. I will never be. You'll never. I can guarantee you'll never hear about Sean being attacked by a shark ever. Why? Because I don't go in the water and sharks don't walk. If they walk, we got a problem.
Well, okay. They do have land sharks. That's the ones that'll come up on the land after if they're hungry. They go after seals and things like that.
Really?
They'll come up. Yeah. I don't think you'll ever have to worry about it.
You want to see what I typed in land shark? This is what I got. That's not what I fucking saved. What the hell is that? I didn't do that. That's not even the one I clicked on.
That's pretty funny though.
There we go. This is the one I clicked on.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah. I'll put it on YouTube, guys. Everyone can see it. But yeah, if you're worried about it, it happens now. Sharks do attack people on land. We have a land shark evidence. I was gonna say that was a pretty good Photoshop until I realized I can actually see the horse's head. I was like, that's a good one. And I was like, oh, I can see the horse fucking in the back. God damn it. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end this one out. Definitely went a lot longer than I like. But hey, it was fun. Nice and good hangouts. I need these. Yeah. Carlos is gone. Barney just took off later. Barney. Big Blue, you got anything coming up? If you're there. If not. I do know if you guys type in the chat, if you type in apostrophe Big Blue, you guys can get his link in there. I know for sure I'm not going to be live later. I was going to try tomorrow though. I think No Name is one who inspired tomorrow's stream. Yesterday, No Name was we were talking in was it Jose? No, I think it was here. One of the two. I forget. It was here, and when Gleam was here. And No Name had actually asked a question that I thought was actually insanely awesome and should be talked about. He said, if NASA wasn't NASA and you were able to have the budget that they get, what would you do with the money? It wasn't I'd go off to Disneyland and buy 75 Lamborghinis. It was a serious question of what would you do with it? I think tomorrow I'm going to live stream and that's going to be the topic. And I just want to bounce that off. I wanted to say something because I think it'd be awesome if you guys had some time to think about that one, and then go from there. Oh, hey, what's up, Aaron? Aaron says 18 viewers must be riveting. Yeah, you missed it when it was at 49, bitch. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be for tomorrow. Other than that, I got nothing else to say. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. With that being said. Peace. I'm not even leaving Discord this time.